Victor explodes.
Stream should be on. What were you saying, Surprise?
Right. So I don't like I really want to avoid retconning things. I've had Tyler game already. It was by himself. It was just moments that okay, got to this point, and then this is how he or like discovers ability, or how he was just like unaware of them. I mean, like the 7th level ability still is fine. I've never used, so I'm okay with changing that outright into something else. But every other aspect that I have used the game, whispering with mask or loud voice, I am hesitant on changing it, like changing it or removing it.
I was looking at that last night. Seeing if I wanted to change it higher level. It's higher level.
Yeah, I mean, I did come up with some ability ideas, a couple that you and Murderous suggested. But it is a rough working. Did I post it in? I posted it in this chat. Okay. Did put numbers on the last, but that was just kind of like a folder. So the first one is basically like that Disney princess thing you guys were talking about, magnetism.
What is the second one?
Like you just get closer with, you just become friendly with animals.
Yeah, I get that, but why do you get this one?
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure where to place it. So that I'm floating with these. And it's a rough concept. So
I feel like it could be a background.
yeah, it could be a feature. It could be something of his background. It could have been something to replace a feat he gets later on, or one that he has.
What do monks?
Purity of body. Basically, you're immune to poison, and the only thing.
Yeah, so basically you permanently have the Eriast effect with Eriast.
Let's look at Barbarian. Barbarian's gonna pass. What do bards get? Bardic inspiration. Fine and
Paladins get more courage.
Get martial. Most things get a feature.
Yeah, most things get a feature. Druid.
Because some of the classes.
And one of them is.
So other classes are probably like different.
It gets better at higher levels, and if you're in like that kind of dungeon crawl setting, get away
Yeah, but
an
it's
army
only
of
for
undead.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm looking at like
this-
what each thing gets like trying to get approved. Um, here corruption as an action. Target here, so it have a 5% chance.
Well, that's something you guys were like workshopping with, yeah, like
The whole like 5%.
yeah, that 5% added. Yeah, I thought that was, but again, rough sketch, just rough scales, something that was together.
Challenges are usually a little bit.
Yeah, it was like when you brought up that idea of like divine intervention, it's like, hey, maybe Tyler could do something to help with the infernos and such. It's like, okay. So you brought up those 5% increments, like, okay, let's if I mean this looks a bit weird, but I'll get their opinion on it. When,
Yeah, I'd rather just have like a high D and no chance that you don't on it. So if you decide to utilize other resources to increase that number, it's like showing that you're getting credit on your so not only is it like
yes.
level at it, but then
yeah, that's partially why I was working on village as part of Kylo's narrative. After he discovered Victor and what he's doing, understand like what Victor's general intentions are, the methods are what he has a problem with. So the first time he's working towards his
so
others.
do you care about any of this crap? Like, do you care about the disease and shit? Like to me personally, like
disease never comes up.
Yeah, disease or poison, all that stuff, right? Like, I mean, I don't know why you gotta like if you're gonna change something,
Well,
to what you
poison
want. Right?
it actually comes out a lot.
Well, yeah, poison does. That's why I was role playing Tyler.
I don't know. I don't remember when the last time I was disease or poison.
I was
maybe.
No, like poison damage and
yeah. Well, yeah, with the Marble Rose.
I don't remember getting hurt.
Well, I mean, what characters do you play?
With the arc fight,
Characters that don't get hurt.
But then you healed a bit later.
What fight?
With the arc fight.
Because I touched the crystal, so it was this flat damage. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean, you guys have homebrew characters.
Yeah. I know. But the way D&D works is usually there's always a if it exists in D&D, there's usually a way to counter it. Right? You can't just be like, I'm making a new thing. It's called like hex. Like, oh, what does that do? Like, oh, when the bad guy hexes you, you're hexed, and you fucked over. Like, oh, how do I remove that? I don't have remove hex. I got curse, disease, poison. Like, oh, well, it doesn't exist. Just get fucked. It's like, okay, cool. Right? It's like that usually happens. Right?
Yeah, there's not really instances where stuff just happens to you and you have no effect.
Yeah, you have no.
The recourse against Nick's thing was being a spellcaster.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, how do you like just suddenly become a caster? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, how do you just suddenly become immune?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying the idea is. I'm saying the idea is D&D usually always has a counter everything that is put in front of you, and that's why like the homebrew stuff is exciting. Like, don't, but you have to still feel somewhat like I don't want to say obligated, but as a DM, like I like to make clever things within the rules, right?
That's usually honestly why I don't really like how dumbed down abjuration is right now. 5th edition.
Also, I like to reward people. How surprised, like, I never get disease. I'm like, yeah. Like, if I know you have a way to get disease, I'll probably put something in disease so you can feel special. I'm immune to that. Cool. Right? If I know there's paladins, I know to throw some stuff at them. Like,
yeah. Don't do the thing that every like bad DM does. It's like, oh, someone's immune to poison. Guess I'm never going to use poisoning.
Yeah. Like, you want to do the opposite. Yeah. You want to do the opposite. Play into their strengths. Like, heroic ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're super scary spider monster. Scary.
So what's important is that I get surprised with me to go kill a green dragon. Got it.
Well, no. I'm just saying, like, so to me,
that green dragon.
like to me, like when I
need its bones
This is the problem that I have with Monk. One of those things where like they're showing you a very specific monk. Like you're this Buddhist guy that's like purity of body, but like I don't want to play that. It's like, oh, here's your ability to let you play that. I'm like, I don't care about this ability. This ability is amazing to have. That's usually what it is. Like you as a wrestler, like it makes no sense for you to be poisoned. Right?
Actually,
like,
let me find something real quick.
if you are immune to being thrown off the top ropes of a thing and landing on tables, I can be like, okay, you're immune to tables. Or resistant to table damage. Yeah, you have resistant to table and chair damage.
You take 1d4 table damage.
Yeah, right. Like it makes more sense to me.
Drink down and the table collapses.
Yeah. You have resistance to table
damage is a real thing.
You're talking like improv damage from like custard pie.
No. Like there's a legit published book, and it does custard damage if you fail the concept in a pie eating contest.
Why not? So like if Tyler was like, you know, he has resistance to inanimate objects, like, you know, like what the fuck's the word I'm looking for? The thing when you just pick up an item and hit someone with it. Improvise. Yeah, if you have like resistance to improvised weapon or something, right? Like I can see that making more sense.
We could just give him like the werewolf powers.
Why would we make him immune to all bludgeoning, piercing, and no? That's not what a wrestler.
To all non-weapon bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Nah, like this is resistant to it, right? Because like wrestlers still get hurt a little bit if they just are able to like land properly.
Right, I know, but it's immune to non-weapon bludgeoning, slashing.
Yeah, but like resistant makes more. And isn't what this does? Like you get resistance, you have immunity. Right?
Okay, here, guys. Look at this. I think this could be used in some way. Something one of my friends shared with me. Alright. I think it fits Tylo. It's kind of a strength rework of the monk as a useless one of the.
Yeah, there's other things like.
So more of a bruiser.
Bruiser. Yeah.
So we might be able to do this in some way.
Yeah, there was like the class like the Bravo and what is this? Yeah, there's like fits. Yeah. If you're trying to make it more like a wrestler, then probably change things.
Also.
But if you're also trying to make like special.
Make your wrestler.
Yeah. And also, if you're trying to make like trying to connect more to like your subclass, you can like change monk things, subclass things, and say like you're a Tylo, right? And just say like I'm slowly doing that in Ragnar's game right now. I was like I'm removing like stunning strike. I find it really boring and powered, and I don't want to use it. So I removed it and added other stuff to my character over. So I even changed it again. I turned like improved silver tongue into feet instead of that. I just added more monk subclass. But yeah, I was looking into like the high level monk stuff like right now. Got these thing and other stuff, and I was like, I don't really care about any of this stuff, but I don't know. I don't want to change it to something else because if I do, it's probably gonna be better. I don't want to just keep making.
Yeah, I guess. One of the things I did want to mention. I'm going to try and move my character away from just being solely a necromancer. I think the idea, like, I've been trying to roleplay that out with his introduction to like monstrosity magic and like or the monstrosity, the other thing. Aberration magic, or like, those kind of things. And with the pot of awakening, going into plants and stuff, you have the avenue of talking druidic Poppy and her family. I wanted to diversify my
Okay.
I guess like creature type.
Yeah.
Man.
It's not that big of a I'm gonna go from just liking dubstep to dubstep. Okay. Like.
Oh, yeah, I've been getting a lot more into death.
Yeah, you like a beat.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
gonna
sent
be-
you.
Yeah, my cousin introduced me and
I showed you that like Doom thing that was Doom type
was
stuff.
that.
Yeah, and I was like, it was the best I could get.
Sound more like just like bass metal.
Yeah, like I said, it's just random.
Either way, do you guys have like ideas of how that might help? Like
No,
character?
what are you asking for? Mechanical advice? Or are you asking for like role
No,
play?
like role playing advice.
Oh,
Like anyways, like
it's really hard, like to give people like
we're not
role
really doing
play.
anything average. Eldritch Abomination.
But I mean, like we're not.
Kinda
It's really hard to give like role play advice, right? It's like.
Well, I'm not only going to Eldritch Abomination, but like Rise. I mean, you're talking about being like a Disney princess. I'm sure that's an area I can connect. You know, about like controlling animals and stuff.
I mean, he's not trying to control animals, just persuades them and talks to them better.
Like if he has the ability to talk to them.
Yeah, and I think like you got. I mean, you probably have the most area where my character can talk to you. Just create life, Jackie, whatever.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know if you like are treating her as like a one-off character or what.
Daggy's like Mouse's. Like me and Mouse played a game where we played Daggy, played Artem. By me. Played like. Where we going? And you meet her in all kinds of other games. New Beginning, one of our. Yeah, she eventually evolves. She's like a Pokemon.
She has 3 butt cheeks.
No, actually, like this is Daggy.
She's like an extra tail.
Daggy. I over poop. No, she turns into like a proper. It's talking about. Sketch.
She's pimping.
She becomes Artemis's major person. Watches attention.
None. With all the wayward souls.
Yeah. Evolving. Crazy.
Yeah.
First attempt.
It'd be hilarious when she evolves and then she actually.
You gotta put the work in, right? It's like it's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tylo, like, I wasn't sure if I was there last time on the ship. But Tylo's just trying to learn trying to help Daggy along with what kind of things she'll find to like, because she doesn't know what sex is. I don't think she explained that she thinks dancing is sex. Yeah. But, yeah. But that's kind of the thing that he wants to avoid, because, okay, you think you want this, but you don't really know that you want this.
I mean, it's probably gonna be pretty apparent when she says you want to have sex again, and you're like, again. Like, yeah, let's have sex again, right? And you're like, I don't think we've had sex. Like, yeah, we've had, right?
Oh, and I guess Tylo did want to ask what you guys been doing the last 4 or 5 days in a way.
He's been sitting there at the portal waiting.
What do you guys?
Oh god.
For someone. It doesn't matter who. Like, it's waiting for Artemis, waiting for you, waiting for anyone to come in, because she's just by herself in that little area.
Yeah.
You at least give her like a game of cards or something.
He doesn't know what to even do with anything. He's just like a goldfish. Here, like,
Yeah.
not very well put together.
Yeah. I just had the for translate.
The Undertale.
Undertale.
What do you do when we're gone?
No, I'll show you. I'll post it. So.
But yeah, go about your playing stuff you want. I don't. That's the part that's on how you want to play it. But like mechanically, I don't know if you want to change stuff about your character, but roleplay wise, if you're trying to explain your character, like more of how swap things that are that they trying to do, but I don't know what you're for monsters, but yeah. I mean, like, it'd be weird for me to help you because that's technically what Artemis is. Artemis has his controls.
Yeah, which is why it's like I came in here. I knew you were more of a summoner, but I knew you were more of the like a single big guy rather than many little guys.
Yeah.
Funny thing. So like, give me like a one. So like one of Victor's high level that I don't even have written up yet because I'm trying to think of how it would work still, or actually just an idea for the name. The name came from something Nick said in one of my games, and I was like, yep, okay, Titan of Industry, that's got to be one of those
That's what I said.
Yeah. Like one of my ideas so far is it's like Ultron makes a bunch of smaller versions of himself while he's in his mech.
Yeah, I brought that up. It was a magic card.
I mean, yeah, constructs. There's a 7th level spell called Create Magic.
Yeah, but fucking sucks.
Now when you're a necromancer who doesn't have the thing issues of reducing max HP.
Yeah, but it costs a bunch of money and the minion is terrible. Use Create Undead.
No, because you have to command. You have to keep controlling over it. An autonomous guy which will listen to your command and do it until it's done is important because when you're not there, it'll keep doing it.
Yep, and it costs no money. Create Undead does.
Okay, yeah, but it costs a spell slot to keep going.
And that's the build. Use your slot to do the thing.
No, I like the set it and forget it type mix. Because I like doing role playing of where they're like, I'm over here in the world, and they're also doing stuff back at the range. You know what I mean?
You make a...
Well, that would kind of invalidate my whole character's arc.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could just like, oh yeah, I level to level, I just gain a feat that makes it to where all undead I create, I no longer have to reassert roll.
That would be. It's like saying like all my ability.
Also, whites are intelligent actually them and necessarily after.
Yeah, until they stab you in the back. They're chaotic evil, bro.
Be better at
Chaotic
making
evil
friends.
doesn't mean you just betray people.
They're undead.
That doesn't.
Undead doesn't mean that either.
Yeah, I mean,
Undead just means that you return from death.
You just gotta be good at making friends.
Yeah, you just gotta be good at making friends. Sorry, Zan's not that great at that.
I am good at it though. I don't want to allow Nick to be able to be like, oh, sorry.
I
Nick
don't
loses
want
that
to
too.
allow Nick
Yeah.
to stab you in the back. I'm pretty sure anyone can
Nick
do
would-
that anytime.
Yeah, I mean, Victor could just beat you to death in a locked room if he felt like it. I mean,
Kylo can just pull another prank on you. Actually, I think. Yep, he did get
this
harsh
is
third-degree burn.
Yeah, like Goku. Nick's not that kind of DM. He would do that.
Or would he? Or funny
Well, if he does, we tell him, hey, stop it, and he stops.
But to be fair, he's within his right to stab you in the back if he feels that you weren't a good enough friend to you.
Honestly, my seventh level buff slot's gonna be taken up like by everything because I've got Finger of Death that makes me get a zombie for free forever. I've got whatever Finger of Abomination that Nicky gave me.
What is Finger of Death? Do you like kill someone and make them a zombie or whatever?
I mean, that's what Finger of Death does.
What Finger of Death does is you point at them, they take a bunch of necrotic damage. If they die from it, then they come back up as a zombie to you.
Okay, so you have to kill people.
Yeah.
Human.
So all you do is you walk up and say,
I'm an evil necromancer, zap, 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 and you're good.
Nope, you're a zombie now. And then all the town guards show up and they're just like, hey, time to die.
so no, what you do is you get create a imagine with it has the ability to cast suggestion at will. And then you can suggest that they go back to your place for drinks, and then you kill.
Or you can just invite people back to your place for drinks and eventually someone will.
Yeah. I mean, you can just pull a Jack
Like,
the Ripper, get prostitutes around the corner, and then
Yeah,
just
but you never know which one's gonna have class level.
What prostitutes will have class level?
If they're from a brothel,
I've seen a lot of erotic home.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I was looking at the Star Wars when I'm like, oh look, you can be a prostitute. That's cool.
Yeah, honestly, probably monks and bards, their class levels.
Yeah. So the point is that like we want to do it on someone who's more or less probably not going to pass the con save. But even if they do pass the con save, they're probably going to take enough damage.
The thing you do is you cast sleep on them first.
Okay. Yeah, that actually is very smart.
Yeah, sleep puts them.
Yeah. Is Finger of Death an attack roll?
No, Finger of Death
no,
is
it's a save.
Okay, so
But even if they pass the save, if they still take the damage and die from it, they.
Yeah, I would say if you put them asleep,
like
so you get
60,
to
10 or something.
Yeah,
70.
I mean,
it's a fireball.
like the numbers are close enough. Just a total of 4 off.
Yeah, and once they're sleeping, you just hold your action. Cast it. For some strange reason, it doesn't kill them. They wake up like, ah! And you just like, your turn to get your finger down.
Okay, I feel like we're ignoring the.
What?
I feel like we're ignoring an obvious route. Orphanages.
But
I mean,
if you attack them with a strong spell while they're sleeping at the end of their turn, say non-lethal. If it's an attack roll.
Non-lethal Finger of Death.
So it puts them not non-lethal Finger of Death. You have to make an attack roll, right? A spell attack roll. So you make the spell attack roll. It puts them to 0, and then they wake up at they're unconscious at 0 HP, and then you just Finger of Death them, right? They're at 0. So
that's
Okay, technically speaking, Finger of Death is non-lethal. They do die, but not permanently.
I mean, it's lethal. You just go into undeath afterwards.
So yeah, well then what you do is you get a bunch of zombies from that, and then you polymorph them into other stuff.
You just have to murder a bunch of people. Yeah, I'm interested to see how that arc goes.
Murderers, you think bigger than just skeleton. Any 1/2 creature is a monster, or any 1/4 creature is a monster.
Yeah, and also like.
But I'm just saying, I'm interested to see the arc where you go around murdering.
Yes.
How everyone feels about that one.
Yeah, then Victor has to track down his actually.
Again.
He can't bring Artemis in for political reasons, also because she's not really who doesn't deserve it.
Honestly, though, what you get, you make living demi. Those are the
orphanages, hospitals, roaming gypsies.
Roaming gypsies.
Look with the gypsies, Zastani will fight back. Can't match power.
Yeah, fucking Dr. Doom there, he's a gypsy.
Listen, if he's a that was his first mistake.
Yeah, living demi-plane. It basically can eat people. It's an ooze that goes like, and you get put into a demi-plane. Forever.
Uh-oh.
Got through polymorph.
Yeah, but they also have like that item that's like death thing that's supposed to come out of the chest piece to kill you. That's like challenge.
No, that's actually challenge rating undefined.
But I assume it's also rules as written versus a tinted situation where they probably won't.
No, what you really get is the stone giant statue.
I think that's probably not meant to be played with. Yeah, other things are in the book.
Oh, the living demi-plane's a construct. Alright, Titan of Industry.
Yeah, dude, because, like, guess what? They just, like, run up and, like, conveyor belt their try and grab, and pretty much...
Yes, conveyor belt. That will be what's inside of Victor. The rope is a factory now.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is they can be very small, and then they can just kind of extend out, and basically, if with enough DC 10 saving throws, eventually it's going to roll low enough where it'll get eaten. Also, what I think would be interesting is that they can, like, combine together to create, like, a larger space on the inside. So then it's like, if you get eaten, and then you get transported to, like, this giant, like, I guess, underground, like, almost, like, inside of, like, underneath, Underdark. And it's a demi.
So at the same time, I'm pretty sure that anyone who's inside a living demi-plane can hack it, and there's no way that it can.
Oh, well, yeah, and that's why then you cover the inside with, like, that.
I don't think that'll stop it. That's just AC.
Yeah, but what I mean by, like, that is, okay, think of it as, like, a room. If you then covered it with rock, like, on the inside, like, you're only attacking through a rock, you're not attacking text.
Yeah, I would say it's.
Yes, I attacked through 3 foot of stone, and I hit the enemy, like, on the other side. Still, though, like, it'll be interesting whenever I get the option. Then you can do, like, tuning this stuff also. But at that point, like, once a day magical little charm thing where it's like, oh yeah, you get the ability to slow ball. Not that you like 7. The vitality one's pretty nice. Or the lesser charm of restoration. Or the conjure animal one. Or if Nick wants to be crazy, you can do like other ones like Magnum or Spark, where it's like every single hour I gain 1 foot in height and I'm proportionally heavier until I'm 21 feet tall and 7,700 pounds.
You're probably gonna be very disappointed.
And I have a strength of 23, and I can't go smaller again until someone casts greater restoration.
So this is what I tell people usually when this kind of shit happens, like that. I just say like, I remember that whenever you use, monsters can use.
Okay, well, whenever we're facing against 17th level wizards that basically aren't already demigods.
It's probably a higher chance for us to find a 17th level warrior.
Yeah, what I mean by like
That way it's actually a fight.
Basically, like, once a wizard gets to the level in which he can start doing, like, the as long as you have like time to do stuff, it gets more and more unlikely that just abandoned adventurers can just kind of walk up. You know what I mean?
Well, that doesn't mean anything, because the idea is if everything like completely created from nothing, and you don't want to make a caster that's as strong and whatever he has these powers. But it's not gonna be like a 17th level wizard. It's gonna be a guy that can just do that. That's his one thing. So it's not gonna be like thing like by the. Because, like I said, the reason why I said you're probably gonna be disappointed is because when we see something like that's stupid, that's way too strong, we're not gonna allow that. And I was like, yeah, we're not gonna allow that. Like, cool, it's not in the game anymore. Boop, gone.
Yeah, but that just ruins creativity.
No, that's the opposite. That is the exact opposite of creativity. That's just bending the rules as much as you can. I can easily go through the book and pick out the broken shit. But like, oh, let me go find all the things that are challenge rating 0. Let me go right. Like if someone said like, do you think this was intended? I'd be like, nah. Like honestly, do you think you're intended to be able to use a challenge rating 0 construct that eats people and puts them in planes forever? Do you really think?
I mean, that's why it's a challenge rating 0.
Wait. Do you think that it's meant to be true, like things meant to be true polymorphed into it, so you can use it as a player character to go and just eat whatever you want and instant or whatever? Do you think the people that made the game were like, yeah, that's a good idea, that's fair, let's just put that in the game? Or do you think they just made a monster challenge rating 0 accidentally, and then you're like, wait a second?
I see it as basically being the same idea as the players. Like I cast create water in their lungs, you know.
Yeah. Like trying to abuse stuff as much as possible. Right? Like,
trying to cheese it.
Yeah. It's like it's not creative. It's the opposite of creativity. It's like when someone's like, "Oh yeah, I lie a lot because I'm creative." It's like, really? It seems like you lie a lot because you're not interested. This was Jose's excuse.
Yeah. Like prize ring. Well, it actually does. People think that some few idiots think Earth can.
Yeah, there is. And there's also
honestly, I will say I did try to put a player character like in the ground of Mold Earth, but that was just because.
I mean, I think you
it was a hairy.
And then they fall 5 feet down there, right?
Yeah. Granted, it was a very hairy situation. That instant.
I mean, it's over the course.
It was the third time that character tried to kill me.
Well, wait. So
also, it's 5 feet of like dirt that's been excavated. You know what I mean? Like, the ground isn't excavated.
You're playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it a one action to move it, one action to put it back, or something like that?
It's more like having a dirt pile, and you can move that dirt pile. You can't just like look at the ground and be like, earth bend up like a cube of earth.
Yeah.
It has to be like soft soil.
Yeah.
Soft.
You can't. Yeah, it needs to be like gravel. Sand.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where the player is gonna be like the DM's gonna be like, you'll be playing a game like, hey DM, is it rained lately? Is it softer? I'm like, yeah, I guess it could. Yeah, if you need to be sure, it can be soft. Like, okay, cool. I killed them all. I buried them all.
No. I mean,
a 5 foot hole isn't that bad.
Well, no. So like the idea is you can move and put the earth back, right? It's a different action.
No. Well, yeah, it's a different action, and then it's their turn, and they get.
Well, no. You hold your action to cast it at the end of their turn. So you cast it when their turn ends, and it's your turn. Then you cast it to put the dirt back. Now they're buried up to their neck.
How do you cast it twice in a single turn?
Did you not hear what I said? You hold your action to cast it at the end of their turn. The end of their turn happens. Your hold action goes off. It's cast underneath them. The turn ends. Now it's your turn. You've got a new turn, and then now you recast and put the earth back.
Oh, well.
Now they're buried up to their neck, and they can't move.
Yeah.
And you just kick them in the head until they're dead. Yeah, and you just kick them in the head until they're dead. And it's like a super whole person for no right. It's just using the game for.
Yeah. Honestly, I did have more steps when I was playing to use it, like shackling him, removing his bow and arrow before burying him neck deep.
Yeah. You were making the best. You were utilizing whatever you can to make the best out of a bad situation, which was shitty players.
And honestly, for a lot of it was kind of moving.
I mean, I won't say it was. I would just say it was like, okay, there was one like really crappy player. The others were just kind of lost to the situation.
Yeah, well, let me guess. Use the defense. I'm just playing my character properly, right? Yeah, okay.
You remember the situation, don't you?
I don't know. I hear a lot of shitty situations happening.
This one was in your game.
Oh, you mean okay, Terran.
Yeah, Terran, the
Yeah,
Ranger.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I understand.
Yeah,
Karen
that was me trying to
did
deal
not
with it,
really
and you guys going like, no, let him go, and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
no, yeah, and that I will admit, because the second time I was like, okay, these are some definite red flags. But I was thinking, okay, I think we can turn this around. And
Maybe
nope.
we can reason with them. Maybe they will be a better player. Like, nope. Like, I was just waiting. As soon as they're like, yeah, let's get rid of him, I'm like, bloop, gone. Just like, kicked from everything.
So you were so quick on that after the third time. It's like, yeah, he just kind of doesn't even pay attention after the hag fight.
Yeah.
Just, I think was playing League or something.
Technically, I think Murderous and Nick took their spots. So, I mean,
And Horatio later fucking murdered Terran.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was. I understand that was seems a bit ham-fisted, but from Horatio's point of view, he's gotten serious PTSD. Just because
It wasn't Horatio, it was the Hexa.
Yes, the hex offender.
Yeah, remember we had Bareback or Katak, a reptile dysfunction.
Yes.
The hex offender, yeah. Those were our names in the arena.
Yes.
I don't remember what Taliesin.
Taliesin was just Taliesin, I think. Why he got.
I think, yeah. That's why he was marketable.
Posters. Yeah.
I mean, who wants to sponsor reptile dysfunction?
Even though like his likeness was very much altered to be a big buff monkey.
Oh yeah, it looked like that Titan, the silent one, a silent to the player.
Oh, Rufus. No. Amber was using this guy's self to make Rufus look like.
Okay. Yeah, but the general body shape was like Rufus.
Yeah, it was big. It was this big, scary looking guy.
Also, I just realized how funny it is that reptile dysfunction defeated the hex offender. when you unjoke the names, you know, when you unjoke.
Yeah.
Honestly, the hex offender should have taken his Viagra.
Yeah.
Give himself more of a boost, but yeah. Getting back onto the topic, how about we think about the leveling system where we're going with that?
Yeah, we need.
Once a month.
Yeah, we either need to level slower or put the cap higher.
I think we level slower, and then once we get to 20, if we still want to keep playing with it.
Yeah, just do both.
Okay.
We do one, and then if we get there and decide we keep playing, then we.
Yeah.
So, how should we increase it? I was thinking maybe like proficiency bonuses, like
there's actual legacy levels, bro.
Yeah, I mean, increasing the cap is easy because you just have your growth bonus go up with the same it does with CR of monsters. Like, I do have a character who is like level 21 and level 25. And,
he's the same thing. It's every like 4 levels,
plus
right?
7, plus 8, yeah.
No, I'm just talking about leveling per session if we slow it.
Oh yeah, once a month.
Yeah, I guess
we had
basically
another
at
week.
this point.
1 extra week.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing okay.
So once every 4 sessions.
Okay. Quick question, guys. How much gold do you guys have?
I'll take a look.
I spent a bunch of it because I decided I wanted to get rid of it and I wanted some magic.
Milo spent a great deal just coordinating and presents for Victor's party.
I have 803. I think last week I said I gave 200 to do propaganda.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I missed something, but like I don't have.
I mean, you've been spending a lot of
shit, yeah.
like on Pearls of Power, didn't you?
Yeah.
I haven't spent anything, so I have 2,000.
Yeah, Tyler has 754 and 9 silver.
I have 1/6 left silver.
Yeah.
I just find I just
Yeah, Tyler just wants to really buy more fun stuff.
Yeah, the stuff I got for Victor, like I flavored it all kind of around like the expedition. Like, okay, so gauntlets climbing, I can use with Victor because like dropped in the wall.
He can be a stubborn,
the upgrade to his his projection thing, he's gonna be away. He's gonna get back and then like the tinker lens, we're gonna be looking at like, shit. Have something to help. That's Victor's whole thing. Captain.
How do you guys feel about my gemstone?
What?
Coral?
Oh, fuck.
I think
I
think so far it's okay. I don't know if you're asking about his personality.
No, like in general, like.
At a roleplay scene.
Yeah.
More interesting than jealous. All I have to say.
Yeah, it's a step up from your skeleton.
Sure.
He does have some interesting abilities when it comes to information gathering.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Goku, he's still not that normal D&D player. I don't want to say basic bitch like play stuff, but like everything you interact with is like or something with right. It's like you don't do things. Like when we talked to Carl or whatever, like the scene you made up, it was all about like interacting with this new mechanical thing you right, not just like talking. It's like playing.
What do you mean?
Did anyone else not understand what I just said when I said all that?
You were introducing it as a mechanical part of the game. Like, I'm here and I now do this. What you're saying?
Yeah, like you have a prompt. Like it's like almost like playing a video game where like oh, I want to go talk to that random NPC. You walk up to him, and you're like, oh, I can't. I don't have a button to press to say talk to this NPC, right? Like, oh, quest giver. Okay, I can go talk to them, right? Then you
Yeah, like
mechanically...
you invited Victor there for its creation, like you said specifically, so it wasn't just you, right?
Yeah, right, like
it's kind of you role playing with yourself.
You get what I'm saying? Like, see, that's actually a good example.
Yeah,
like it's a good example, right? Like you brought Victor there for the reason why I like to role play, right? Like, oh, I want to have this like moment and this thing with like this other character and have these like cool role play moment with him. But all it was a mechanical thing that you interacted with, a mechanical thing that you I guess worked with Nick, and he was just there to witness it, right? It didn't do the thing of like you didn't like turn around and be like, so Victor, what's it like? It's like have a conversation with him and like, make some random bullshit up and like talk to him about it.
Yeah, because like Victor had like went in and gotten his soul siphon, which he had just finished. Like that could have been something to get him more into it, but it just kind of happened, and so he had no reason to do anything.
Yeah, it's like okay, I'll give you an example, right? Like I use this example all the time for every single thing. It's the basic goblin, right? Like you probably heard it, but like okay, like to me, most D&D players do stuff like this. Like, you start off in a tavern, and the DM says you hear or you say like there's a quest board. You go to the quest board, and on the quest board it says like town nearby needs help with goblins, right? You get the quest. You go walk to the town with your little party. You get to the gates. The gates are closed. The guards look down and say, "What's your business here?" It's like, "Oh, we're here to help with the goblins." They say, "Okay, open the gates." It's open. Say, you want to see the sheriff? Third door to the right. Third building to the right. Go to the building. The sheriff's like, "Oh, how can I help you?" You say, "We're here to kill the goblins." Like, cool. Okay. We're in the mountains. Whatever. And they say, "Okay, cool." And then you leave. You go and kill the goblins. You come back. You're like, "We did it. We killed the goblins." It's like, okay, here's your reward. Okay, where's the quest board in this town? Like, it's outside. Okay, cool. Going outside. Oh, orcs need to be killed, right? Like most people count all that as roleplay. None of that was roleplay to me. Not a single fucking thing of that was roleplay. Like that could have been like done by a computer, by like that I prompted to say in the response to the thing that I said, right? Like we all know you're here to kill the goblins. We all know, right? Like nothing was said amongst anyone about anything. About anything like that, right? But like to me,
you're basically a floating sword.
Yeah, you're basically a floating sword, right? But I mean, it's not even about the killing. It was like this is the way things are happening, right? Like everything is very known. Everything's understood. Like this is what's going to happen. The adventurer's going to go to the quest board. I wonder what they're gonna do next once they get the quest. Well, they're probably gonna go to the town. But what are they gonna say when they get to the gates? Why are you here? Like the DM asks, like NPC asks, why are you here? Or I know why you're here. Your response is probably gonna be here. We're here to kill the goblins. And your response is, we're here to kill the goblins. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't need you to say that, right? But you have to say it because you're being asked to say it, right? But none of this stuff was special, right? So like me, more of a roleplay seems to be to me would be like, you get to the gates, and the guy says like, why are you here? You say, we're here to kill the goblins. And they go say, open the gates. And then you say, why are the gates closed? And it's like, oh, and the NPC's like, oh, the goblins have been a little more brazen with their attacks. They started attacking the town. Yeah, it kind of is really bad. Like, it's like, oh, really, it's getting that bad? But yeah, you seem a little bit sad. Like, did something happen? And then like the NPC's like, oh yeah, like my friend Tim was on guard that night, and he got killed by the goblins when they first attacked. And you're like, oh, it sucks. Like, don't worry, we're here to help. We'll make sure no one else gets hurt, right? And you have like this moment with this guard. Like, it means absolutely nothing. It was not needed to be said. It was not needed to be like put out there. Like, no one needed to say it. It was just random shit that didn't even be said. Right? It was like a moment, right? It was like filler content.
It could mean something later on.
Yeah, it could be something. It could be, yeah. But I'm saying, like, it wasn't necessary in any kind of way to progress the story of the game. And most people that play D&D is like, well, why would you say that? And it's a waste of time. We gotta get to those goblins to kill them, right? But to me, that's the only part so far in that whole thing that I said mattered to me. Because it was like, that was interesting. Because it was like, it was roleplay. It was something special. It was something unique. It was you picked up a ball and threw it to the NPC, like, threw it to the DM and said, why are the gates closed, right? The DM maybe didn't even think. Maybe the DM was like, oh yeah, why are the gates closed? And he just makes up some bullshit. And then you make up a reason why it's like you care about the bullshit, right? Like, I'm a good guy. I'm gonna care about this guy's like friend that died, right? I'm gonna be the hero that saves the town, right? And then you go a little further with that, have more conversation and other things like that. To me, like, that's the difference between the game taking like 10 minutes to get to like the killing the goblins versus the game taking 3 weeks, a month to get to the goblins, right? Like the stuff that we do, like how long it takes, how like we're level 10, we only went to 2 different towns. Most people would be like, oh man, you must have done a lot of quests in those towns. Like, no, we didn't do shit in those towns. Like, what did we do? Like 2 things in each town, maybe? 1 thing? Did we even do anything? We hunted Jinzo, right? Whatever his name was. Like, we did 1 quest in that town, right? Then we went to another town and did another quest. Like, we did 2 quests.
You guys, well, from what I've seen, you guys gone to the stores, you guys.
Yeah, but that's all like in the hunt of Jinzo, right? Like, it wasn't just like it wasn't just a quest that said go kill Jinzo, right? And we went and killed it, right? We went in circles to like we went on our own wild goose chase, right? Like it could have been a lot simpler, but we made it more difficult because we wanted more content, right? We wrung as much as we could out of the thing, and then also we did stuff in between that we wanted to do. So it's like we have to want to do things, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it seems like you're trying, right? When you're like, oh, I want Victor to be there because we can have a cool moment. But then you were like, I guess, like, you know, you were hoping that Victor starts something and then you can like role play back and forth with it because you didn't. Yeah. I guess you just didn't know how to start something, right? You don't know how to like do that yet. You're not like good at. Yeah.
I was trying to have something be able to start and then it never started.
Yeah. Like Murderous isn't like the greatest at that either yet. Like he's still in like Murderous was like you like 2 years ago, I think. So. Yeah, like Murderous doesn't. Murderous is good at like when you throw the ball at him, he can throw it back pretty well, right? But like, yeah, Josh is like the opposite of me. Like I know how to throw the ball. Yeah, I know how to start the ball and throw it back.
I was waiting for him to throw me the ball, basically.
Yeah. I know how to throw the ball and throw it back. So, yeah. Josh knows how to throw the ball back really well, but doesn't know how to throw the ball usually really well. Like, and it's like we all have our like strengths and weaknesses of how like good and bad we do things, right? Or how whatever, right? So like once you start realizing what people do, like, yeah.
I'm good for catching the ball, but like it's hard for me to I guess get it going.
Yeah,
especially with like the slightly standoffish character I have, it's kind of hard for that, which is why I'm trying to like expand it to be less cliche.
Standoffish is not a good excuse. Like I can play a dumb character and do crazy shit. I can lead the group while also being the stupidest, dumbest standoffish character. I can run circles around people, so roleplay wise, while being a deaf mute.
What I'm saying is, if that's where I started, does it mean that's where I need to stay?
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the idea was, you just have to, I guess, since you're like not good at certain things, you have to start realizing who's good at what, and having them like being supporting actors. Like, you need to pick your supporting actors better, I guess you would say. If you're trying to like get better at these certain things, and also while still trying to do things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, like most of your stuff
is constructive criticism because like I want to be able to
Yeah. I'm just saying I was giving an observation like most of your stuff that when you roleplay, it's always connected to some mechanical or something like that. Like you're using like mechanical or other things to start your roleplay, and that means it's only gonna go as far as interacting or talking about that mechanical thing, right? Like you're like how I was making jokes about the name of it and like messing with it and messing with you about like my created thing is better than your created. Like that's just all like random bullshit.
To be honest, I was completely off my game yesterday or last Monday. I was not very good at all, and I was doing all that I could was just to be able to play the game at the moment.
Sure. But I'm just saying, like the idea, like me was like it was like right. I got the ball and I threw it back.
There was a lot of things that I could have done in order to join into that, and I just didn't have it.
Yeah.
But I absolutely saw that you were doing that.
Yeah. I can take anything as long as you throw it. At least try to. Yeah. So yeah. But that's why usually I'm a bigger role in games because like once people start realizing that if I throw the ball at Spike, he's gonna throw it back, we have a good conversation, then everyone starts throwing me the ball, and then, okay, cool, and I become a part of almost everything. I don't necessarily think it's bad. It's just eventually some people are like, why has no one thrown me the ball? It's like you don't have to throw it back properly. But the idea is like you want people to learn how to start throwing it back properly, and the only way to do that is to practice, and it's just like okay, yeah, it becomes kind of weird. And then also you gotta like take into account people and their characters, right? Because a lot of people are very, very like, this is my character, this is the box I put them in, and I can't change from this. I'm like, okay. To me, it's like I have a box, but that box is bigger than what I can think. If I can think of a reason why to make the box bigger to expand into something, I probably would. Most people are too constricted with their characters. And others are too
that's why I'm kind of wanting to expand it out, because I think that the box of the cliche evil necromancer is a little too...
Yeah, it's more of like, not even the evil necromancer, I don't think that's even the big part, it's more of like the pompous noble that's too like stuck on himself to even like interact or have as much fun. But I mean, that's the same thing with Victor though. I mean, but Victor's coming out of his shell a bit, right? We're dealing with Tylo and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like that was kind of what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do with Victor. Like, yeah, he's got a shell, and the party will have to unravel it. Like they can get little glimpses behind him, and then eventually up.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, same.
I have Tylo more so as a supporting role to Victor in that regard because
Victor. Yeah, like the difference is that Zan doesn't have a whole lot behind his box.
What do you mean?
Well, you just said he doesn't have anything behind. He's a necromancer. No, like it's like the basic stuff, the most basic stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like a cookie cutter thing. Like that's your box. You have it. You're trying to make it better. So I'm saying like, but the thing you like added was like, I'm gonna be like what you said the other fucking thing, like another thing that wizards do. What is it? Abjuration. I don't know what you even said.
Abjuration.
Whatever you said, you added another mechanical thing on top of your character,
Aberrations,
right?
I think.
Yeah, whatever it was. It wasn't like, you know what, I'm gonna start picking flowers for fun. Like what? I'm gonna be a flower enthusiast. Like, but like, right? You don't. It doesn't have to be something like mechanical. It could be something really weird. Like I'm just gonna be really knowledgeable about flowers. What?
It's not mechanical at all.
You summon monsters?
The mechanics came from the roleplay between me and Sticky.
Yeah, but Nick gave you a mechanical thing, kind of. It felt like. You're like when you said like I'm gonna go buy a plant thing, right? It's gonna be like this, you like the mushroom and blah blah blah, right? It's still is like all kinds of mechanical, but I mean like, it has purpose of mechanics in it, but
wait, how?
Because it's a magic item you bought that does something mechanical, right?
I wanted a little plant buddy.
Yeah, I get it. You want a little plant buddy, but I mean you picked a mechanical thing to get a plant buddy. But if you just ask like Nick, hey Nick, I have an idea. Can I have like a little plant that like walks around behind me, like has like little legs and stuff, and like yeah, sure, like you can make something up that might not be something that you just like mechanically bought and then like centered around the mechanics of it and then stem from it like story stuff, right? Like if you just made some bullshit up, it's like this is my thing that I want, or this is the thing I care about, like right? You're starting off with like I'm an evil necromancer, and then I'm working from that to be the role play from the evil necromancer, right? Like it's based off of the mechanics of being the evil, basic, noble necromancer. But like, yeah, so it's like something like if you make something, like I said, like I pick flowers I collect flowers in little books, and it's like that has nothing to do with any of the mechanics. There's no like it's not like you like bought a magic flower book thing that you can like pull flowers out of and do random like it's just like making some bullshit up that is like this is something interesting in my character that I'm gonna have, and I'm gonna make it like very known that like whenever we walk around I'm gonna look for flowers and I'm gonna ask people about it. When I see a druid, I'm like, oh cool, you know, any cool flowers, right? Like it's just random stuff. It doesn't have to be anything special, but I mean like if Nick takes like oh I heard that you like this, I'm gonna put druids around that like you know you can like talk to them about flower stuff, right? And like cool, and then that leads to whatever, and that leads to right. It's like you don't have to like find something mechanically and then work from there and then hope and then make and like Nick has to like put something in the game that connects to it. You can just make up some random bullshit, and then Nick will see that you made up random bullshit that you're trying to like do for your character, and then he'll add stuff in the game that random bullshit can connect to, so you actually can role play it out in different situations. Right? Like
yeah, that's actually exactly what he did for Victor, with music.
Yeah, right. Like Victor's
yeah,
not a bard,
yeah,
and he's not
Victor's
using.
gonna invent electronic music. Yeah, like and now like you know the flower analogy like that applies also because Victor's like you know always like collecting random sounds and shit that he uses to mix.
And the biggest problem with all this is because when you connect stuff to mechanical stuff, the DM doesn't know if you actually care about this or if you just have it because it's mechanical, right? Like Surprise having like resistant to poison and disease. Like I wouldn't probably like look very heavy into like each of the classes to be like, oh, you know, I'm gonna make sure that something's gonna poison disease you so you can show off that you're cool at being immune to poison. Because does Tyler really care? That like is that really a significant thing about Tyler that he's immune to poison disease? Like I don't really see it as it's just he's a monk, so he gets that. It doesn't really matter, right? It's not a big thing that connects to him.
I was just saying he is by when building up a tolerance.
Yeah, you're making up some random reason why you have the mechanical thing. Yeah, you're adding the roleplay reasons why you have the mechanical thing, but it's still like a stretch, right? It's not really something interesting. Like if Nick does like a eat off like contest or whatever, where you have to see who can eat the most peppers, you'd be like, oh cool, I can win this. I'm whatever. But then Josh just sits down and does it too. He's a monk as well, and he has the same ability. It's like, oh well.
And Vector does it too.
Yeah, and technically Artemis is like immune or resistant to poison. Like, it's just like okay, these are just things. Yeah, these are just things you have because it's like mechanical. So like adding reasons for it, it's like oh why does X do it? It's like oh let's make up some bullshit reason to have it. And it's like okay cool right. It just feels really weird and bad when it happens. But like I said in my game when like Murderous' character is all about immune to fire. I like fire, so I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
if I make a whole
fire, yes.
Yeah, so I make a whole fight where it's about potentially being lit on fire. He'd be like, okay, that made sense. That was to show off he can do like fire, right? It was, yeah, because it was more connected to his character. But yeah, it was more like he made something and then got things that made sense for those things that he had, right? I don't know. It's just a weird thing because it's hard for the DM to see what you care about and what you just have because it's mechanical. Like we don't know if you really like are a necromancer because you want to like live out this necromancer fantasy, or it's just because you think having a bunch of skeletons shooting bows is really overpowered, so you want to have this mechanical good thing. The DM's like, well, if I give you more of this, I don't know what to get right. It's like, yeah, but that's also the thing about most D&D players is they just kind of look at like what's the strongest thing and go for it, and they don't really play D&D. They're just playing D&D like a video game, and it's like. Right, you come into if you come into like I don't know Elden Ring and you're like I'm gonna make a strength-based character that hits things with swords and you realize like hitting things with swords is garbage, so you're like you know what I'm gonna be a wizard now because it's overpowered. Like, do you really want to play a wizard? Because you wanted to play a guy that hits things with sword, but once you realize it was garbage, you swap to the thing because it's good to beat the game, right? And it's like that's not how you do things in D&D, right? You're like I'm gonna play a sword guy, but then you realize that like the martial character sucks. So you're like I'm gonna be a caster now because they're strong. It's like oh, okay, right? It's kind of a weird thing you wouldn't really do that in D&D, but a lot of people would. Right? A lot of people are just like going to make the most broken things they can and abuse all the rules they can, and right. And then when I hear you talking about things about like challenge rating 0 ooze, like I just kind of tune out, and be like yeah, Goku's the power. I don't really care what he has to say. Yeah, so it's kind of like those type of things like happen. But I'm like, oh, I got a really cool idea, like I said about like something silly, right? Something that's fun and interesting, has nothing to do with mechanics, and it's probably really bad, like to waste your time on, but it could be fun and interesting. I can start conversations and be interesting and cool, and then eventually it can turn into something or something just as good. Because again, D&D good. What does good fucking mean? Like you're gonna win the fights either way. Do you really need to be? Do you really need to destroy the fights? Do you really need to like, yeah, like do anything like super broken? That's just, like I said, for this game. Now, if like you played in other games where it's like you got to make the most brokenest character you can, and you're probably gonna die because the DM sucks, and he's gonna kill you every step of the way, then that's between you and that game, right? But in this game, try and make some if you want to, right? This fuck it. It's whatever thing's fun to you. Don't even worry about the mechanical, right? Don't even worry about what it does or how it works or how you do it fights, because I don't know if you know, you don't do a lot of fighting in this game, so I mean, all these cool fighting things don't really do anything. But I get it because like from your you're new to all this, right? This is kind of new experience of playing like this. I'm sure you probably don't do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, to be honest though, like the ability to just do stuff without needing to have some sort of mechanical cost behind it.
Well, there's still mechanical cost. It's just not worth the cost.
What I mean by that is no, like just being able to role play out something and not have to like worry about, oh, does this actually be able to work?
Well, we still make things work. That's why we talk about it, and that's what like we put things in chat and we like, hey, is this cool? How does this work, right? And usually most of our things are mechanical, but they're not trying to be broken. They're trying to be something specific that just has mechanics tied to it, right? Like something that's...
Well, yeah, but then I mean that's the exact same thing. So then how do you claim that that's what you guys do? But then like me making a little mushroom friend is somehow like trying to break the game or try to support a mechanics that
Well, no, it's not about that. Okay, so when you were saying like, I even talked to Nick about this. When you said like, oh, I'm putting this mushroom into this plant, blah blah blah, right, and all this other good stuff, and me and Nick were both thinking the same thing. Okay, what is Goku trying to do to break the game with, right? Because everything you say is like trying to break the game. It feels like. So because we have that our mindset of you, because that's all you're trying to do. It seems like when you're trying to like abuse everything you can. We still feel that like I don't know like how it's gonna, I don't want to say yes because it might be right, but someone like me it's just like I don't really give a fuck. I'm just here to make a character and whatever, or something like you gotta keep tabs on me just in case I read something or misnotice something or like, but I usually stay within fairness in the game, right? I'm not trying to make anything broken. Like if anything, I always try to make things weak, right? I'm trying to make things weaker. If I think something's strong, I'll say okay, cool, this is strong. I don't really like it, but I'm going to make another thing of it, but make it weaker, but more interesting for my character. So I'm happy because now it's cooler to me. It's just not as strong mechanically, but we don't need it to be that strong because we're going to win either way of the fight, so it doesn't matter. So I just get bonus. To me, it's like a bonus, right? I make something weaker, but more cooler, interesting, and it's just better to me because it's like, but it's still mechanical, but I weaken something, right? But when it comes to you, it seems like you're always trying to make things stronger, right, than what they actually are. So we gotta like watch you, but like I said, it's not because it's not because you're trying to break the game with your plant. It's because we already have this in our mind because of how the way you do things. So like the idea is over the next I don't know year or so, right? As we play and as you get more acclimated to the group and how things work and blah blah blah, eventually you're gonna like you're gonna be like I don't need to do this. Like I put all this time and effort into this stuff, and it doesn't even matter, and it's just like boring and it's not that fun and it's really strong, but I don't really care. And then eventually we're gonna start noticing that you get out of your like you break away from that and you start like, oh, I got this cool idea for this, and like cool, okay, cool. And then eventually we lose that like mindset of you of being the power gamer coming in. But like trust me, that's how I felt about like probably every player in this server like a few years ago, right? Like how they came in and that's how they felt because all they played is like you gotta have the strongest character with the best shit and gotta get over on the DM as much as possible because he's trying to kill you. Right, so like it's just like you gotta break that mindset, right? You gotta get past it, and once you do, we'll notice it and take notice. But I mean, as of right now, it's just kind of like, yeah, I guess old habits die hard.
I'm trying actively.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm just explaining to you why we feel the way we do, right? Like, if you notice it.
The answer you're giving me makes sense.
Yeah, right. Like how we were just talking about, like the challenge rate and zero monster, blah blah blah. Do you think like if that thing's like do you think we're gonna probably allow someone that's just like really broken and just like bypasses a mechanical thing? It's like, oh yeah, we kill all the monsters, like it eats all the monsters instantly. We'll get fucked. It's like I'm pretty sure the whole group's gonna be like, yeah, like that's boring. Nah, like that's too strong. Like even if it's mechanically too strong, it doesn't matter to us. Like it's gonna be like that's stupid. Get out of here, right? Because like when we make our own shit, like our made up shit, we try not to make it super powerful. We're trying to make it fun and interesting. So when you take something that's not really fun and interesting, it's just straight up strong, we're gonna be like, nah, get out of here. We don't want that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I get where you're coming from because I don't know how often you get to high level play in your games. Like
I don't.
Yeah. So
honestly, really the first time where I've actually gotten the ability to play a double 10 plus character.
Yeah. That's my thought is like you're still like I want to use all this cool stuff that I never used before, and like that's really powerful and broken, and I never got to play that in the game. It's like, well, yeah, it sucks, right? I get where you're coming from because it's like you finally get the chance to do it, and like it's not gonna be recognized as how it should be. But the reason why those other games don't last to level 10 is because they're not good, stable games. Because they allow that kind of stuff, and they allow people to do that's not going to be fun and eventually kill the game. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's a hard.
Usually the game starts at like 3rd level or 5th level, and it usually fizzles out between level 7.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I was actually going to do that for people because I know how people still like to do that high level shenanigans that no one ever gets a chance for. I was going to have like a Wednesday game where I just let you guys go in and like as like level between 10 to 20 characters and just like do crazy shit and big giant fights like fight Tiamat, fight Bahamut, fight Asmodeus, fight like random gods or just weird challenges and shit and like let you test your ridiculous characters and be as broken as you want to be, right? But yeah. To let everyone get that out their system. Whoever wanted to do that, right? I know a lot of people. But yeah, it turned into Josh's game and that fell apart. Yeah, but yeah, I actually archived this game, so I don't think we're going back to it. But
You're talking about Gideon?
yeah, because I don't think we're going because E gone. Every time I look at her messages, I'm like more and more depressed. It's like okay.
Yeah, it's like she's in the hospital. Like, oh god.
Yeah, right now it's like grieving. Don't expect responses. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I don't think it's yeah. And Tim is just like not. I was like, I don't
Wait,
know.
look, grieving, no response. Wait, what's going on?
I don't know.
Like, I
I said every time I look at her messages, it says the same shit. Like it says worse and worse. So I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Did she die?
Like,
Well, she's grieving, like someone died, right, or something. I don't know. It could have been her cat died. I don't know.
I was in the interpretation that she was the one who died.
Or
like she's in the hospital from like a spinal injury.
Okay, maybe she's not. Whatever the reason is, I don't think she's up to play D&D.
I'm not disappointed.
I'm not disappointed. I'm only mildly furious.
Yeah, and like, yeah, Tim's just
scratches
not.
off Evie's name off the list of the bodies I can collect.
Yeah. And I like again, like Tim reinforces that stereotype that people that played for more than 20 years suck at D&D.
I mean, I hope that doesn't follow through with all of us here.
I don't know, people that played from the old days of like first, second, third.
Oh yeah,
first
like edition.
Yeah, Dungeon Crawler.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they kill the goblins, strip their loot, go into the nearest.
Yeah, what I explained. Yeah, what I explained. Normal D and like what D and was back. Yeah, it's just a thing. But yeah, I'm just saying you don't have to worry about it. You would eventually get it, like most people have. You grow as a player, stick around.
I win.
Yeah, but also like the idea is our games might not, like, at first like people look at the games like, oh, these aren't the most ideal games, like I want to come in and do all that cool D&D stuff and like break the rules or bend the rules as much as possible and win these fights and be heroic and blah blah blah. But the idea is like you don't get that with us, but you get structure, I guess. I guess you get like more
consistency.
You get more dedicated people that are willing to show up every week. Yeah, consistency, yeah.
Usually I'm pretty good with missing weeks. Like I'm usually like there every week. Like that one week I literally couldn't because
It's not even about missing these. It's more of like even if people miss the game, they're probably going to show back up eventually. They're not. It's not supposed to be like. Yeah. It's not that they're missing the game because they made up some bullshit reason because they don't want to play D&D and then like they do it for 2 weeks in a row, then eventually they just quit the campaign, right? It's probably not.
Yeah, no, just like MIA for no reason.
Yeah. I think that matters more to the game quality. Yeah, that's why I was talking. That's why we're talking about like Ragnar's game, or these random people that join the server or whatever, like from him posting the Discord link, and I'm like, and like everyone's like, I don't like this. This is scary. Random people. I don't trust it. And I'm like, yeah, me either. Yeah, but I'm like,
yeah, who just leaves open a game like that?
Ragnar does.
He's right here. He can hear us. He can...
Oh, anyways.
Yeah. So he just posted the Discord link and people started joining.
Did we lose someone?
What?
Oh, we lost Nick.
Oh, Nick's not supposed to be here. He's at work. He was listening on his phone. That's why we're talking today, not playing. Not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like I'm willing to try with these random people that Ragnar found, but like the idea is like I made it very clear, like, hey, we want to play some games, let's be here and play, and I don't really care how bad of a role player you are. You'll get there eventually.
Yeah, and so far, they don't seem too bad.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in action, you know.
I was very surprised Jay left the game, left. I was like, really?
I don't
he
care.
seemed very.
I'm just glad he's gone.
Other Jay, the other Jay, the J-A-Y, not J-A-E. If you look in the Discord, there's 2 J's.
Why were you glad he was gone?
It's every single game is every single game, like, this is the 3rd time this has happened. And I'm like, I don't...
He's the anti-Spike. That's how I'll put it.
He's not, though. He's me. He's me without autism.
Okay, you need to elaborate on that as a fellow artist.
Okay, so this is how I explained it, right? I come into a game, or I guess me not as sympathetic. I come into a game and I'm like, okay, guys, look, I'm here to role play. I'm gonna come in hard with this game. I'm gonna be a 9 out of 10. We're gonna be a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna come in hard, fast, and we're gonna have an amazing game, right? Where are you guys at? We're all at 3s. I'm like, fuck. Okay. I guess it's gonna be me talking. Okay, can we meet at a 5? Can I come down a little bit? You come up a little bit? And sometimes like, yeah, we can try that. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm willing to work with you guys to get to that 5. A 5 together, right? In Josh's game, I was like, I'm a 9. All you other motherfuckers were like a 3, and I'm like, come on, guys, get to a 5. We gotta get to this 5. Someone say something to somebody about something. I don't care what the fuck it is about. And like, Tim's is silent. Goku's being a little scaredy cat. And Eevee's is trying to be a mom, and I'm like, cool, that's interesting. That's a good. Okay, next session, what are we doing again? Tim's silent. Goku's being a scaredy cat. I'm like, okay, this is gonna get old fast. Next session, I'm like, okay, gotta do something. Gotta get out of that little box. Get a little bit like you gotta talk to someone about something random, and I'm like, gotta get past that 2 or 3. We can get to a 5 together. Let's do it. And like, no one ever really did. But I was like, okay, whatever, right? So. But trying is fine. I'm okay to try, right? If I come into a game at a 9 and they're like, I'm at a 3, and I'm like, can we meet at a 5? And they're like, nah, I'm not meeting you at a 5. I'm staying at a 3. I'm like, okay, you guys are comfortable, you're happy. I'm gonna go find another 3. No big deal. Well, you all have fun together being 3s and killing the goblins, whatever. Have fun, right? Well, Jay's like, okay, guys, I'm a 12. Everyone get a 12. It's like, you ain't getting 12? You better get to 12. You guys suck at this. Get to fucking 12. You guys are horrible, right? And it's like, I'm here to play at a 12, and I expect you all to be 12s now. And it's like, okay, it's a little bit hard. Like, they can't do that. It's impossible. They're at 3. Like, there's no way they're getting to 12, like, now. If they could do that, they would be at 12. Like, it's just like, right? So he's like, I'm a 12. I expect you guys to be at 12, right? Like, he's not willing to budge from that. We'd rather just push. Like, I'm looking for a game with a 12. But my problem with Jay was, once he like lays down this like ultimatum, like, I'm a 12, I want you guys to be 12, and they're like, no, we're 3s. He's like, okay, we'll get to 12 then. And like, no, we're not. He's like, okay. And then he stays in the game. And I'm like, they're not going to give you what, are you going to stay? Right? Because last time I had to say like, hey, look, they're not going to be a 12, they're going to be a 3. And do you want to step out? You're not going to like this game, right? He hasn't had the mind, like, I'm like, oh, you guys are 3. Okay, cool, I'm going to step out. You guys go find another 3. No big deal, right? I'm going to go find another game. But he just, for some reason, wouldn't step out the last 2 times. So I had to, like, tell him, like, hey, look, yeah, the Monday game's pretty good. We roleplay a lot, but it's full. If we get room, maybe you can come in and play. I don't, right? But I think he's just...
You're being kicked.
I think Jay's a little bit too extreme. because he has the same mindset as me. It's like I don't really care about combat and like stuff like that, but I know it's part of the game. But he's like, fuck all of that shit. I want to be a level 0 commoner and never level up. I'm like, and we do no combat ever. And I'm like, yeah, you want to play a different game. You don't want to play D. He's like, oh yeah, D&D's garbage. I hate it, and I want to play a different game. I'm like, yeah, I feel the same way, but I understand that I'm playing. Yeah, I understand that I'm want to play a different game, but I'm here playing D&D, so I'm gonna follow the game as much as possible, but change it to the best of my ability. That's still fair and fun to everyone, but I understand.
Don't ask people to play D&D and then say screw D&D.
Well, I still do the same thing, right? Like technically, what we're like doing in Nick's game isn't really. Well, I guess it is still technical. In combat every now and then, it's still technical. But yeah, like the idea is it's a role playing game. So there'll be a lot of role play, and this will be a little bit of combat, a little bit of puzzles, a little bit of dungeon exploring, right? So there'll be a little bit of all this stuff in D&D. But people like flip it around where it's like, okay, we're swapping role play and combat. There's a lot of combat, and there's a little bit of role play, and a little bit of puzzles, and a little bit of right, and that's technically not D&D. That's something different. But right, like there's supposed to be role play in the role playing. But I understand that. I just want as much as possible. Where most people want, right? Like, on one hand, people rather more combat than role play than should be. I want more role play than combat than should be. So technically, I don't want to play it right either. But I'm just not like, okay, fuck everything else, right? Because even when combat happens, I'm like, I should still participate in this combat to the best of my ability. Because I don't want to say like, oh, I don't care about this. I'm not going to participate. You guys have your fun. I'm gonna sit in the corner and wait for my turn to have fun. Because the problem with that is whenever roleplay happens, and I'm like, okay, time to roleplay, and when I'm sitting in the corner waiting for me to roleplay, I can't be mad at them because I sat in the corner waiting for them. So if they don't participate in the roleplay, I can't be mad at them, right? Because I'm like, I didn't participate in their combat. So I'd rather participate with them, so now I can be mad at them. And so I was like, hey, I utilized everything in the game. You guys didn't participate in the roleplay. That sucked, right? You weren't playing. Right? It's almost like I don't want to participate in half the game and they participate in the other half, and then we're both like fucking up, right? We're both like not participating 100%. Or I'd rather at least have like some kind of I participated in everything. You guys gotta be there too, right? So yeah, but also I do enjoy like making characters and working on like mechanical stuff. It's just once I'm done making the character, I really don't care about like putting it into action stuff like that. Right? Like, the cool is on my sheet now. I'm done with the character, right? It's like building a deck of in a card game. Like I enjoy building the deck, and then once it's like winning, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't need to play this deck. I'm done with it. Like, but yeah, so it's like this working on something interesting. Yeah. What did Josh write?
Josh wrote ability dangerous parallel.
I see.
It's interesting, though it's like it'll be rather situational. Once or twice, 3 times it'll come up.
So it's almost like what I was trying to do with.
Oh, it's like when he goes to the anti-Kai thing.
Yeah.
Like this makes it stronger.
Dark Kai.
It's called Purgatory.
Also, surprised now you say it as one word. Kai.
I think that's a Pokemon.
That's right.
Let's trap Kai in a Pokeball. Let's trap.
Yes, you know.
New from Tiaden Industries. New.
Okay. Victor is going to be Professor Oak. I'm going to make
At the end of the campaign, he just has all of you guys in Pokeballs.
And Orbiter is just the one thing that's not in a Pokeball. It's your Pikachu.
How did I work? Life beyond 7th level attacks can put your life total 0, reduce hit points or less. Enter a purgatory state for 1 minute. Don't die. Oh, I just. You don't die until you start the state in. Yeah, the Zealot Barbarian. Yeah. So it could probably just be something like that, right? That'll probably work too.
Repeat that last part.
There's a barbarian that does it. What I made up, what I took for Beatrix. Like I was working on something.
What did you say you did? What did you read it
out? You pretty much when you drop to 0, you don't die. Instead, you just take negative hit points. You just go to negatives, and it lasts for a minute. And at the end of that minute, if you're at negative, you die. But you can pretty much get back to positive for that minute. So something along those. So if you want to change it from minute to
it's just whenever you want to revert back.
So basically, you're just negative until you revert back. Right. So you have to heal yourself. It's the same as the Zealot, but you're removing the minute, but yours is worse stuff happens.
So do they sacrifice their total health? Or?
No, they just go down.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not getting any more beyond. I'm still gaining HP, but it's just negative.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like yours will be more of your. It's the same. It will be the same thing. You're just removing the minutes. Lasts forever. Like it's always happening. But I mean, when you're in negatives, you're a bad guy. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're. It's a little bit stronger, but roleplay wise, it gives stuff, and it's, I don't want to say bad guy. It's yeah. We're trying to do that in 4th edition characters. Got like Jay and 4th edition. When she dropped this all evil. Alright, so if you want it to be simple.
Yeah, but if I keep leveling, it's harder to do it.
You mean like dropping to 0?
That sort of point. I want to be a full version of myself.
He doesn't have control.
Well, the idea is like I guess the idea is Josh saying this ability is pointless. I'm not going to drop this.
I mean potentially, we've gotten there before. I mean, Tylo's been really close a couple times. Yeah, like that art fight, he was at 1 hit point before Kai healed him. Granted, he didn't get hit afterwards, but still. And with the fight in the basement.
But still, it's like how often do we fight, and then how often do we drop it, right? It's like
that's
cool. Once every 6 months, you might see it.
It would happen probably like 2 or 3 times during big events.
Yeah.
So
and the biggest problem is those big events are big events, so they're probably already doing some cool roleplay thing anyway. So like kind of like throw another roleplay thing into it, just to like, oh, I got to 0 finally, now I can like take over this. Like, well, no, we got other cooler things to worry about. Like, let me steal the show. Let me turn it into dark. Like, we're busy with the dragon or talking to the dragon to make sure it doesn't kill the world or something, right? Like,
it wouldn't be stealing the show. It's just like something that you have to worry about, I guess. Like, hey, can I get the fuck out of there? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would be that.
Yeah, it seems weird, but it seems like it's only gonna be weird for surprise, or like deal with, right? Because I think most of us like, oh, Kai's evil now. Let's rip his head off and he will be dead, right? It's like, oh well, it happens to the best of us. Like Ty would be like, no, or Ty would be like, no, we can't kill him, and we're like, oh, then you deal with them. We got other stuff to do.
I don't understand that mindset because you guys are playing evil characters.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
We're like, why?
Yeah. Because since now.
No. We're playing evil characters. Don't try to kill each other. But if you're trying to kill us or hurt us some kind of way.
No, he's not like chaotic evil.
Well, then yeah, then we won't care. Then it won't be a big deal. Then yeah, it's like welcome to the club. I don't know what we're gonna do. Like how we're gonna interact with that. It's like cool. Now he's evil. Ty, deal with that. I mean, like again, I think Tyler's the one that's gonna be like, what happened to my sweet boy? Right? It's like.
I mean, Tyler already has to deal. He already got that that perspective shattered with Victor, so he has to deal with genocidal maniac.
You don't know Victor's genociding yet. You know, in experimentation.
Okay, sure. So we gotta do. So he has to deal with a mad scientist that is kidnapping people and torturing them.
Kidnapping people.
Yes, unfortunately. I mean, basically, Victor's doing more or less what Artemis is doing, because, well, she does technically kill them, she does bring them to another plane of existence, and then there is...
They get brought there after they're dead.
They have halos, like, or we just...
No,
or is that just more or less a joke?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then there's Dan, I guess the most blatant one that wants to employ undead communism, but only went to the first semester of that class. Know how it ends up.
Should have taken the transhumanist class.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean, Kylo is already kind of
dealing
with a lot on his plate.
Underpants. First step underwear, second step question mark, third step profit. I don't know how we're getting there, but
yeah.
You know what I need to do first step.
Yeah. And Kylo knows that if he leaves these people to their devices, things might go things will probably not end up great. If he can at least mitigate what's happening,
I mean, I'm pretty sure if we're all left our own devices, everything.
Let's see. Comes to God. Victor turns everyone. Dan takes let the flesh sack of what's left. And
yeah. See, I think Artemis is like the least of, because she doesn't like fuck with the world that much, right?
I mean, you have a cult of murderers. It's kind of hard to say.
Every evil god has a cult of murderers. This is a normal, common thing in the world. But turning everyone into robot is not a normal thing, right? Like.
Hey, when everybody's robots, there's not going to be any more murder. There won't be any reason to murder people.
You think that?
I mean,
yes.
Okay. There's one way. Make killing people legal. That way, it's not technically murder anymore. It's homicide.
Murder is homicide.
No, difference. So murder is defined as something that is
it's fine.
and unlawful.
Like it's not like it breaks anything. Like the gods just have to rename. Like I'm not the Lord of Murder. I'm the Lord of Homicide now. I get even.
So that way, So homicide. I
mean, I get a lot more followers.
The difference is now she can take people who have who like execute people and take people that are participating in things like war.
I mean, you don't even have to do that, right? Like if you want to worship a god, you can worship a god. You don't have to follow and do what they do. But like again, like a load of murder can be like the load of murder came to your town and like murdered the bad guys doing bad stuff, so you worship a load of murder because they helped your town.
Well, yeah, but then there's some guys that are like, you have to be super devout to the teachings. You have to follow them as close, as close as you can.
Yeah, if you're gonna be like a paladin or a cleric of them or something.
Yeah, don't worry, the Church of Souls is gonna be destroyed by giant.
That's kind of why like the clerics and paladins are supposed to be chosen, because they're so devout and they're like such big followers, right? So they get all these powers from the gods because they trust them so much. I mean, not every commoner that follows you gets magic powers and has to be that devout. It's like there's like a Christian and like the guy that's like the priest at the fucking church, right? It's like one has all this shit and Ultraman stuff. The other one's just like, yeah, I have a little cross like above my door or something. That's all I do. I'm good.
Right. Yeah, okay.
They sin like daily.
Again, these are just things. I just need to know more about this. I guess the setting or such, because again, my old DM, when he came with like nuns and priests, religious stuff, he was like, oh no, they follow Korn, they follow the Emperor, do like dogmatically. And again, yeah, I get it. These were priests and nuns, but they were literally the only ones who would interact as players.
Yeah, if I assume if you go to the fucking, what is it, Temple of Soul shit, like the random people just wandering around there are probably gonna be super devout too, right? Because that's just what they are, that nation or whatever, or that little group or area.
Yeah, the Vatican.
Yeah. So like it makes sense for them to be what they are. But I mean, if you're just like randomly in the fucking town, like the farmers are like fucking priests, like okay, so, or equal like on the same level as priests. Yeah, a little bit weird. Unless something really big happens, like they feel like they should be their god.
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, if a priest came to the town, was like, oh yeah, the town's getting attacked by all these bad guys and everyone's gonna die, and their priest came and like smited them with the power of X god, so everyone's like, yeah, we follow that god now, we don't want to die anymore, right? Like I could feel that, but I mean, that's Artemis, so people are following, more is worshiping the Artemis person
As a protector rather than agreeing with her stances.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is something like can be explained when Tylo and Victor are gonna ask her about gods and basically which comes first, the gods or the concept? And after a god is killed, what happens?
Technically, it's like,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
yeah, then people need to have a god for it to.
Yeah, but without a god behind it, the concept is either really weakened or gone. Like the story of Karsus and the birth of Mistra.
This is a different.
Basically, the gods that came before Mistra. I can't remember her name, but Mistra was born after the fall of Karsus when he briefly became the new god of magic, killing the old one, and then down spell, yada yada.
Yeah, all the gods are like that, right? All the gods were just like people at one point that had power in some kind of way. They didn't take over the other one, or for some reason something happens, kill the previous god, or it open and people fight over it, or whatever.
I thought only the last three were mortals that became gods. The rest just came into existence or were extraplanar beings.
No, I mean Ball was an adventurer. Ball, Bane,
Really?
and Merkel were all adventurers. Yeah, the whole story. They were a group of evil adventurers that were like, we're gonna be gods one day. Let's go do this shit. And they went to, what was his name, Jurgle, whatever the fuck his name was, and was like, hey, I'm coming to take your shit. He's like, you know what? I'm tired of being a god. You want my shit? You can have it. They're like, really? Like, yeah. Like, who wants what? And they were like, I don't know. It's like, so it was like, hey, let's do a game. Whoever wins the game gets to pick first, and blah blah blah. And right, Bane was like, you know, I want death or whatever. I don't know, tyranny and blah blah blah. And I was like, I want undeath. Yeah, that's when, whatever it was, death or whatever it is. And then he was like, and then Bane was like, I want murder. And like I can murder your living people, Bane, and kill your army, or I can not murder anything and starve you out, right? Like being like very like whatever, because yeah. So like Bane was like, I was last pick, but I got the coolest one. 'Cause I can fuck either of you over it whenever I want. By either killing one side or not killing anything. Because it was his idea, like right, if Bane stuff dies, then Murder gets stronger. If no one dies, then Bane gets stronger. So it was like murder was like I get to choose who wins. You guys better like me, right? Like, there was some weird story, but yeah, it was all like lore based stuff that they were all just basic things. And then like eventually Kellenvor was, and then like what was it, Lyric Kellenvor and the magic chick or some wizard chick killed Urkel, and then Cyric took over, and then Cyric went crazy, thinking that Kellenvor was gonna kill him, and it's like trying to kill him. So we tried to kill Kellenvor first. So it was like one of those like prophecy things that you like, when, like the whole it was called what Anakin did. It's like because he tried to kill him, he killed him back. Then Kellenvor took over. Yeah, it's like the last three. Yeah, the last three gods of like that was like all mortals that just killed the previous god and took their spot. Yeah, Kellenvor was like a paladin or something, human paladin. And then Ao was like, "Hey, you should be the new god of death," and he's like, "I don't wanna." Like, but you'll be a really good god of death. You won't be a dick like all the other ones were. You'll be like good. He's like, okay.
And then he was like nagged into listening to the other gods.
Yeah, tell him that he sucks at being the god of death because he's being good.
Doing his job.
No, he wasn't doing his. He was actually going against what he was supposed to have done because it was better that way. That's what Ao wanted. Ao wanted him to be a good, right, a good god or whatever, like a good, like something better than what he was supposed to be, not just the basic rules. And all the other gods like didn't like that.
Yeah, he was nagged by the other gods.
Yeah. So his job was to be like, it's like Saint Peter order, right? He was supposed to like, okay, you followed your religion, you get to go to heaven. You didn't follow your religion, you get to go to hell. Blah blah blah. That was his job. He was supposed to be the judge of like that. But he was like, okay, cool, you didn't follow your religion, but you're an amazingly good person, so I gotta send you to hell. And he's like, wait a second, that's stupid. Why? Wait, why? Why are you going to hell? It's like, oh, it says here you were tricked into being part of this religion, and then you didn't follow it, so I gotta send you to hell. But you're like a good person. He was like, I don't like that. You know what? I'm gonna keep you here and make a heaven for you, right? And it was like, huh? Or like someone's like, oh, you were a paladin of like Tyr and all about war and conquer and all this other stuff. Like, man, you were a dick. You were a horrible person. You murdered lots of innocent people, but you did it in the name of war. So technically, you followed your religion properly. So you get to go to heaven. Wait a second. No. Fuck that shit. You're going to hell. You know what? I'm making a hell too, and you're gonna be in my hell, right? So he started like keeping souls that he felt like didn't deserve to go to certain places. And the gods are like, hey, give me my souls. I want that power. Give me that juicy power. Like, Bahamut was like, I want those evil souls in my domain. I want that power. It's like, but they're evil. It's like, I don't care. They're mine. Give them to me. Right? And Asmodee's like, yeah, I'll take those good souls. I don't care. I'm a bad guy. Right? So it was like showing that, like, the good and evil gods are basically the same shit, right? They're just both. They just care about their power. They don't care about the actual, like, souls and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and Kellenvor was like,
why in my setting, gods have.
yeah. So it was just like that weird moral thing, and then Kellenvor was like, wow, you guys suck. And he became all emo. Yeah. But Artemis feels the same way. That's why she has her slip-in slot. Because technically she can do what Kellenvor wants to do fairly. Because all she has to do is murder all the good people, and they get to go to her heaven, and murder all the evil people, they get to go to her hell. Because that's the rules for the god of murder. If they're murdered some kind of special way, go to that. Just like if you sign your soul away to a devil, no matter how good you are, you go to hell. Do not pass go.
Okay, but that free buffet was worth it.
If I recall correctly, Artemis Heaven has a normal slip and slide. The one in Hell has a slip and slide with it.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's been like goofed on about and stuff like that.
Okay. Maybe we should turn the conversation back to the game.
Yeah, I know Goku's left, so I don't know what else. You want to have to talk about anything else?
Well, I mean, I still have to workshop the abilities. That 11th level one I put up, I was thinking about replacing it with in Bolden Soul. I was thinking about replacing it with the monistic he at level 11. I'll post it. I think it does need reworking. I should class. Oh, Cuckoo's back.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I've been taking antibiotics, so you know the opposite of that.
Okay, I've always heard about antibiotic side effects. I've never had any. What does it mean?
Blast out of both ends, and I'm taking a bunch of probiotics too. And
Ah,
Why are you taking these things?
so I have a rooster with and I was fixing up the chicken coop, and he decided that's a good time to attack me. And apparently he rolled a crit and had his little talon go through my boot and into my flesh.
Uh-huh.
And apparently he had a little piece of poop at the end of that, and it shoved it into my ankle.
He poisoned.
Yeah, he did freaking poison damage.
I thought it would be
Fucking
disease.
Yeah.
extra poison.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
so
disease.
literally the next day when I woke up, it was hot and swollen, and I was like, oh shit, that's really bad. So I went to the doctor, and they prescribed me like
Like,
an
you got
ass ton
poop in you. Take this.
Yeah, and I've been taking it for like 2 weeks now, and it's not been getting any better than the side effects. I can walk on the ankle now. That's good. Before it was like super painful, and I couldn't even move it. But at least I'm glad I didn't sepsize it.
Okay, what is this? Body of the astral self, TCE, 11th level.
Page 50.
And,
This is
yeah, I'm
what
saying whatever
I was
TCE.
thinking. Yeah. Yep. Dash solar and everything.
You
This is
have
his-
both your astral arms. Summon. You can cause your body of the astral self to appear. Suit of armor. Okay, that's a self flavor. While the
Yeah, that's
spectral
flavor
body
checks.
is
The only
presented,
thing
gain
is,
the following. Okay, here we
like-
go. You take acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, thunder damage. You can use your reaction to deflect it. When you do so, the damage you take is reduced by 1d10 plus your wisdom mod. This seemed like it would never happen.
Well, I mean, when we're fighting fire creatures. or
Well,
the
okay.
ice
Do you
creatures.
don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Don't
it's,
you-
it's basically absorb elements.
Wait. You don't use your reaction to do the other thing, right? To take the half damage, to do no damage.
No,
Okay.
evasion?
Yeah, evasion. You don't use your reaction for that.
No, evasion is just
Okay.
I'm
something
thinking
you
of Shield
get.
Master.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the evasion. So I don't know if it took your reaction or not. Because if it did, then like
No,
this
it
would be
doesn't.
pointless. Like you try to evade, it's like okay, cool, you miss. Okay, cool, I used my reaction and it failed. So let me lose this now. Like, oh, I can't use it. That's my reaction. Like, okay, so maybe you could. But also, if you succeed on that, then you take no damage in this kind of. So it's just like this is a cherry on top. So if you fail, you take half. Then you also reduce it, so you take probably less.
Surprise, when he does this, then he has like the suit of spectral key armor. Is it gonna be like that thing you sent me like a few years ago about would this costume be considered Robo Face to Victor?
Yeah, I think.
Let's see. So what is the second part? Once on each of your turns, when you hit a creature,
Empowered.
you can deal extra damage to the target equal to the. Is that part
Yeah.
of it? I'll say it's basically.
Yeah, that's part of it.
It's like absorb elements, but instead of storing the element back, you do more damage.
All right,
That would
you guys,
absorb-
I'm gonna head out.
that. Okay.
Okay.
I hope you feel better.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, but again, we don't really have too much combat.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was wondering about that. I was wondering about like one of the ideas they put on was like emboldened soul. To replace it.
I don't remember what Bolden sold.
So this is what I wrote down. At 11th level, you can temporarily release the hidden potential in other creatures by imbuing them with your ki. When summoning your astral self, you can instead choose to grant benefits to a willing creature you can touch. The process is strenuous, requiring twice the normal price of key summoned before. That's basically if I want to give someone else like someone else the astral arms or someone else the visage or both, it's going to cost twice as much to do so.
What is the visions and all that do? That's just to give you your arms, right?
So the arms of the astral self is different than the visage of the astral self.
What is the visage?
The visage of the astral self grants you things like dark vision, like you can see through magical darkness up to 120 feet. You have advantage on insight and intimidation checks. You can either whisper somebody within 60 feet of you, and only they can hear it.
And what level is this thing?
I put it at
6?
level. Oh, the visage is level 6.
Yeah, you already have that.
Yeah, Tylo already has that.
Yeah. So you want your 11th level ability to be able to give it to other people.
Basically, my idea is like, okay, Tylo wants to try to actively help others. All these abilities are going towards him, but
is there anything you don't like about the visage? Like, do you rather do something different, or? I would think just giving it to someone else would be like not that big of a deal. Like even if it costs the same points,
like,
so like and also
that's why I feel it's lacking.
Yeah, it was you can call it new ability was called like improved and for like vision or visions or whatever, right? Whatever it's called. What was it called? Astral visage? Is that what you said?
Are you talking about astral? Oh, yeah, astral, like visage of the astral self.
Visage of the astral. Okay, yeah, so it'd be improved visions of the astral. Okay, I was trying to think of like what would be. It would just be like you can now put it on other people, or whatever, right? And it now lasts longer and does more, and you get this ability as well with it, right? Like stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about.
What's the restrictions of it? Is it like once per day? Is it just you just use key point and you can do what you want and it looks like some time? Or?
I was thinking.
What does it say like?
Oh, so when you spend a key point to either summon the arms or the mask, or the visage, it costs 1 key point each, and it lasts for 10 minutes. No concentration.
Yeah. So if you put on other people, you can already do. If you put on yourself and someone else.
Yes. Again, I'm working on it.
Well, it's non-concentration, so yeah.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we can hear you, Ragnar.
Okay. I finally got done with what I was doing and got on my Chromebook.
Alrighty.
So is there anything else you wanted to do? I mean, most of the stuff in Ragnar's game, I just kind of pushed everything because I just had one concept that I really liked and I wanted to read on it and make it better. So like my whole monk is all around like.
Yeah.
Hey, what happened to Goku? I thought you guys were all doing character building.
He just left.
Yeah, he didn't feel well.
No, he didn't say he didn't feel well. He just said he was gonna go.
Oh,
okay, so there might be a spot opening up in the Monday game.
Hey, Jay was
where's Nick?
Okay, I understand. So I was just kind of stuck on why you said Jay was like a 12 out of 10 or like a 12. Like, was he that good of a role player?
Never played with him.
Is he actually that good?
Don't know. He could be a 4 as far as we know.
Being how dickish he is, I have the feeling he's probably not actually that good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Assholes I've seen just aren't usually that good at it.
He tried to. Okay, I don't like making. Okay, so Thursday, my campaign, the one Murderers and Spike are in.
Yeah.
My game is sandbox. There is story to it,
your characters. You guys can build a story yourselves as the party, find things, do things. Or I could be that typical DM to be the story and have you guys follow the story.
Yeah, railroading,
yeah.
Yeah.
And don't like that.
Yeah. Like we were like talking about character stuff, and Jay was like I don't want to say shutting things down, but he was just like it can be better. It was really weird, like different stuff. But his last thing he was saying is like, "Oh, I'm gonna be Spike's sister." I'm like, okay, but he didn't like say anything or ask any questions about it. Right? So he was like, yeah, we were trying to, we were working towards it, but then like.
Yeah.
But technically both Murderous and him were like, we don't like time travel stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine, I understand, like it's a weird concept, but we had stuff for time travel stuff, but it was like instead of like trying to expand or make anything better, he was like, why don't we solve from this time, and I'm like blah blah blah. Like I think he wanted. He's like Murderous as well, but really worse than like Murderous in certain ways. Like how Murderous like I don't like gods, I don't like this. But like me personally, I love connecting my character to like super fucking powerful things. Like that like in-game goal to have like that big, like a high thing to reach for, right? It gives so much like opportunity to reach because you can get to reach so fucking high. But he's like, okay, Murderous is like, I don't like gods, I don't like this stuff, I want to keep it simpler. He's like, I want to be a fucking farmer forever, right? Simple as fucking can be. And I'm like, that seems so boring, like, so like restrictive to be like this small thing. He's like, oh, but you get so much to reach for. I'm like, yeah, but there's nothing to reach for. You have nothing. You could if there was something in front of you, like if you were a farmer with a cool destiny. And he's like, and if he's like, oh, I'll deal with that later, or like a DM deal. I'm like, well, that's boring. Like you don't get to have any say in what's going on. Like that's kind of weird.
Oh no! If you wanted the DM to do something and the Thursday game for the Star Wars campaign, and he wanted to be a farmer, I would give him a reason.
Yeah, but I think the idea was he wanted us all to be farmers. He wanted us all to be farmers, pretty much. He didn't want him to be the only farmer, and then us be these super cool, powerful characters, stuff like that. He's like, oh, that's boring to me. I can't be with you guys. Why would I be with you guys? I'm like, well, yeah. Why are you with us? He's like, yeah. Why am I? I'm like, I don't know. It's up to you. Why are you with us? We all have reasons to be with each other. We all worked on this. Why are you with us? Like he's like, no. I want you guys to be farmers. You guys have reason to be with me now, right? It's like, I don't want to bend to your character, right? That's why at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm playing Remy. I'm going back to the time. Like, fuck this. I ain't fucking with Jay's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like the reason I was going really hard on how much I dislike time travel is because everyone was overcomplicating it. But like the second that kind of dropped, I was just like, okay, yep, I'm good text again.
Yeah, because like everyone started like overcomplicating shit to get around the time travel, but like make it make it more complicated than fucking time travel. I was like, why are we doing this? Yeah.
Literally, I'm like, I explained what the time travel was. It was a hyperspace malfunction.
Yeah, I had it as a basic shit. Like I use my teleport powers and I teleported us to here, and it could have been any place, anytime, anywhere. It didn't really matter, right? It was like super flexible. It was like, no, it's got to do like. I'm like, okay, yeah. It was just really awkward. This is really weird, and it was like a bad like it was kind of weird, but yeah. Like I said, like I'd rather just like say like, okay, Jay, you're too good for us. I want you to step out, right? It's like it solves the problem. It's like cool, bye, right? But yeah,
what kind of set me through the roof, and I'm kind of glad he left. Was I'll get better now without me.
You say I'll get better now?
Yeah.
Y'all you all gel better without me. Like what like. The game will be
do better without me around.
I don't think he was trying to say
get
better. I think he actually meant like, hey, yeah, you guys just work better together.
Yeah, you work together better. Like yeah, I'm the odd man out here. He did what I would do. That's why I was surprised, right? Because that's what I would do.
I'm the rogue. I'm the rogue peanut in your smooth peanut butter.
Yeah, sure.
That's what makes it a surprise.
Like I said, like it was kind of like right. It was like I was like, hey, I can be that 12, but. Yeah, I'll try.
Surprise. You know what else is a surprise? It's the pipe bomb that's going to be in your mailbox tomorrow for that joke.
Now you ruined the surprise, you know that?
Because now I feel bad when my mom gets the mail, because before I would let it go. But now I'm an accessory.
Sweetie, you have a package here. It's ticking for some reason.
Aww, he was thinking of me. Go with the others.
Yeah, means he cares.
You're not the first.
There's a pile of ticking boxes.
You follow through.
You don't open them and you don't know what's going to happen.
It's basically Schrodinger's law.
Schrodinger's bomb.
Yeah, it's not a bomb until you open it.
I don't know. I think bombs go off right after time if it's ticking. Pretty sure time-based bomb.
Not if it's on a not unless it's a timer that's set to keep going until the package is open.
Then why would it be a timer? It's like it would just have a trigger when the package is open.
Well, no, that's the trick. That's the trick. They're not actually bombs. They're just loud clocks.
Yeah. Well, the trick is it makes you think it's a time bomb, so you open it to like try to defuse it before it blows up, and when you open it, that's when it blows up. This is a bomb with a clock next to it.
Clocks, but remove the L.
Oh.
I mean, you just have to make it's more of a vibrating sound, like a buzz. Yeah, no, instead of ticking sound, it's just soundboard noises.
Question, can a attack or anything have two damage types at once?
Yeah.
Yes. Like, when you...
Do you mean
Paladins
like,
might do that example.
No, I think he
Radiant
means like...
Empire.
Yeah, like, do you mean like the same damage die? Like, 1d8 having 2 damage. I think it's possible.
Yeah, monsters do it.
Do they?
Well, usually the 2 damage types...
separate.
Well, no, here's the thing about the damage type thing like that. Usually when it's like that, it means one or the other, not both simultaneous.
Well, I mean, like even in Star Wars, when I do like the psychic scream, or whatever, it does like force and like sonic damage, right? It's like.
Yeah, but those are different damage.
Yeah, but part of the same thing, though.
Yeah. What Josh is saying
Yeah,
is
that's the question. Yeah, it's
it's the same roll with 2 damage types.
Oh, you were saying like you do like 1d6 psychic and fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be a thing.
I think. Well, no, because the thing is like for like resistance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I would deal with resistances, right? I mean,
or like immunity.
To be fair, it's actually weaker because there's a lot more resistance than there are weaknesses in the game.
Well, yeah, but so like how do you reckon that? Is it just all resisted and immune?
Yeah.
Like,
it would be the same. It counts as fire damage, so it would if you're resistant to fire, you take half fire, right? It's not like
why don't you just choose between which one you want to do, like you're doing with bludgeoning and fire?
Yeah, let's just choose.
Yeah, it wants to be both. I don't care. I mean, it's weird because like most like isn't most of like the cleric shit, it's all like fire shit. Still does radiant fire.
Sacred flame? Nah, radiant.
Yeah.
Flame strike does both.
Yeah. Wait, flame strike does radiant?
Yeah, it does radiant and fire. And that's because it's coming down from the heavens, you know?
Yeah.
But they have to roll 2 different sets of dice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the guy in like
46
the
radiant, 46.
Yeah, like the guy Mason and the bank robber had it. Remember, he had that big ass sword with like going up radiant fire damage. Yeah, a lot of like. But if I don't, I made it up in my head. I decided it's all my.
I mean, isn't the art that you had for Mason, isn't that literally like the 40k Emperor?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, and a bunch of armor.
Yeah, he's got a fire sword and he's a god. So it makes sense.
Nice.
Radiant and fire.
That's how I did it in like 4th edition. I would just like randomly have a token art, and I'm like, hey, this is all this bullshit, and I'll start just randomly. But I read over like a lot of the 4th edition monsters, and I got in my head like, okay, all these random abilities these monsters can do. Like, oh, this really cool like stunning thing that stuns a whole bunch and like mesmerizes people. I'm like, you know what? Instead of it being like a person that just punches and stuns people, I'm gonna make it a bug that has like a weird like glowy light on its butt that like it like flickers like a hypnotoad and it mesmerizes you and stuns you. Like, okay, that's different, sure. Different monster completely. Right? How you can like trick people. All you have to do is like pick a monster from the monster manual and make it something else, and people have no idea what the fuck it is. Right? Swap it. Just like swap work and drow.
That's actually, if you don't want to make a homebrew monster, a good way to just shortcut your way to it is grab a stat block that you want them to fight, put a different token on.
Yeah,
and they have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I could probably figure it out pretty quickly. I think I usually do that, but
Yeah, but that's why you also look at the stat block and change like one or two things to do the token.
Yeah, but that's also why I made sure not to read any of that shit for Star Wars. I'm like, I'm never gonna be a Star Wars DM. I never want to be. I'm not gonna read any shit I'm not supposed to look at as a player. I'm not looking at any of that shit. I want to all be surprised.
And then there was murderous at DM's PC.
Yeah, but then also when you were like, oh yeah, this is
yeah.
this thing, I'm like, oh, that's a zombie. I don't know what that is. Yeah.
That's not necessarily.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, surprise. Like, I can say you can do whatever you want. It's just, if you want to do something cool, I mean, I don't see why it's a big deal. Like, ability does like great combat ability for us, but whatever.
Yeah. Try have Tyler be more of a finder. I guess have finder ability. If that makes sense. Or
Helpful.
yeah,
Rainbows of
restorative.
love, yeah.
Yeah. Again, Tyler is being a wrestler not because he necessarily wants to, but it,
Because he wants to.
well, no, actually, he enjoyed wrestling when he was younger with his
He doesn't
brother.
defeat his family.
What?
He doesn't defeat his family.
His family's well off, but no, he took up his brother's mask because
Yeah, he does it to carry on his brother's lineage or whatever.
his legacy, not lineage.
Yeah, sure, you're right. Yeah. Well, yeah, legacy, but yeah, lineage still can work too because he doesn't have any kids, right? So unless you're just like.
No.
Yeah.
I did make a list of like Tylo's traits. Just guess try to look at if I could give me a frame of reference of what.
Yeah, like things you would make aspect.
Yeah, basically taking parts of fate and as a base, convert it in. Because that joke of a Disney princess was something that was made after the fact, but it ran so well I wanted to make it an ability.
Yeah, so that's why Fate does the thing where you don't have to make your stunts, you can make them figure out more budget.
Yeah, but maybe I should have it as rather than something.
I mean, I would have the same problem like I said in those games, like when I remove something else. What should I put here? I know what I want to put here, but I'm like, I should remake Monk completely because I feel weird like removing stuff from Monk and then adding stuff that has nothing.
Honestly, going back with Josh and is, I assume he's using the same one roll dice for both the damage. Am I correct on that, Josh? Like if you roll a 6 on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna switch it to his initial damage is gonna be just base fire, but he has an ability called Ignite. I'm gonna tie the other type to it.
Oh, okay.
I can do both if I want to.
Yeah, I'm hearing two types of damages, and I'm immediately thinking, well, two types of damage die, and I'm over here thinking of Chaos Bolt.
Like, see, that's what I was gonna replace Stunning Strike with. But oh yeah, Ragnar, you didn't even get back to me. But I linked you like all my homebrew stuff is down the list, and did you have a problem with any of it?
When you said I could come in and sit in and listen and then talk afterwards, I was gonna tell you, that everything was fine with that. I had no problem.
Yeah, because like I was.
Right. Message, right?
Yeah. It's all good. Yeah, because I was like, I really don't like Stunning. And then I was changing it to other stuff, but it still took points. And it was weaker than Stunning Strike, but I'm like, well, it's the same prompt loop. I'll just be spamming this now instead of Stunning Strike, so it's the same thing, just weaker. And I'm like, why not make myself weaker for no reason? Like, I was gonna remove the whole thing completely. I don't want to stun people like that. I'll do it in a different way. So I just made up an improved like racial ability, and then an improved like subclass ability for my 5th level monk ability. I was like, yeah. So I was like, I don't. This is kind of weird putting those type of things there, but I'm like, I want this, but I don't know where else to put it. It's not that great. It's just a kind of a roleplay thing. So I'm like, okay, one helps in combat, one helps in roleplay. Sure, it's fine. I should just make my class like
Honestly, Spike, you actually helped me wind to Cunning Strike when you brought up the WWE like moves, how the guy just kind of stands or lays down, and it takes like a while for the finishing move. You're just bouncing around the arena.
Yeah, even if you change Stunning Strike to make it more like that, like they make a saving throw. If they fail, you can now use your finishing move on this opponent. Like, the opponent can't move for X amount of turns while you power up your finishing move, right? It's like, and the idea is like if you, all the damage you would have been like all the damage your party would have done to that guy over that was like 2 turns or turn and a half, whatever it is, like because you get 2 turns, they get 1. Even if you make a powerful finishing move, it will probably still do less damage than the entire party can. So it's like it'll be the same exact shit, just actually weaker. But people are like, oh, it looks really strong. It's like, it'll be actually weak. Like, people look at everything at face value and don't actually like look at the bigger picture of like how is this actually be really that good entirely in the game? People look like, well, that does a lot of damage. It's like, yeah, but does it really matter? Right? Like I think I brought it up when like a character I was making for like I think it was for like Sage when I was making like the Lord of Murder cleric or whatever, where it was like they had like power word murder, where it was like you can just kill someone. And it was like, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Well, it was like kill someone, like it was murder someone, but you had to like hit a crit or something like that. So when you crit someone, you just automatically murdered them. And it was like, okay, well, how often do you hit a crit? And when you do hit a crit, how much damage do you deal usually, right? It's like, okay, it's a good bit of damage, and it's like, they're probably pretty dead. Now, and I had it set to where it was like a challenge rating or something at first, like almost like destroy undead kind of deal. And the challenge rating was like a lot better, right? It was like you can kill a lot more things. So it was like, oh, if you're fighting a dragon, you couldn't just crit it and kill it. But if you're fighting someone around your power and you crit them, you pretty much killed them. But it was like you can if you hit them like 3 times, 4 times, they're probably gonna die. So at best, you're just dealing like double damage when you hit a crit. It's like basically you can deal double damage, like or once per whatever. So I was like, that seems fine. Like it's a special thing that happens very rarely. It has restrictions around it. Blah blah blah. People are like, it's super. It's like, yeah, but I mean, I guess as long as you don't pick a fight with them and they just kill you, it's fine. But I mean, don't let them hit a crit on you. Yeah, it was like, yeah, like it's that's still a kind of bad. It is just a mechanical thing, but it was supposed to be the special like thing class, and it made sense for the cleric.
You also made zealot.
Yeah.
It's kind of different than the zealot barbarian itself.
Yeah, because you wanted that stuff, but you didn't want it. Right, you didn't want it to be like you don't have to go into fucking barbarian to get all the way down there just that one thing. Yeah, so you do what you. Yeah, it was like you don't die; you can keep fighting and murdering. Russian go. Yeah, it was the same as it made sense. Like
wanted to play by the rules.
Well, I mean the zealot. I mean that's what a zealot is, right? Like you're just a zealot for your. So it's like you're just a zealot for the Lord of Murder. It's fine.
No, I'm saying I did that for all the new players, and then there's me, and I've warned everybody, hey, I'm going to be front with you guys. I'm going to teach you guys to start following my character's way and do all this fucked up shit in the end. And what happened? They ended up doing all the fucked up shit in the end.
Yeah, but yeah, but it was more like again, like when the player sees like I'm gonna be a good guy, and like cool, I'm gonna be a bad guy. It's like, well, that's okay, that's fine. And then you're like, okay, something's happening. Like, oh, I steal the money. And it's like they're like, oh, I'm a good guy. I'm not gonna steal the money. And you're like, cool, got some money. Let's go buy some magic items. You're like, I want magic items, but I don't have any money. And later it's like, okay, I'm gonna steal the money again. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna steal the money this time. And it's like, right? It's just like the problem is people not playing properly. But and people are like, well, that's not fair. You didn't like punish the bad guy for stealing the money. I'm like, well, they set it up to where they shouldn't get punished, but the punishment should come from the players. Right? The punishment of the good character is meant to yell at the bad character for stealing the money and having to deal with that. But if they're not playing good right, that's not the bad player's fault. If anything, it's disappointing because like they lose and it's like I don't know. It's a weird like relationship between the characters do properly. But yeah, I make it harder on it because even my bad characters aren't that bad. Oh yeah, I can see merit in why they're doing that. That's fine. Like if anything, most my way of playing evil characters is how most people play good characters. Like they're evil, I can kill them. It's fine. I'm a good guy. I'm lawful good. I can kill bad guys. It's fine. Even though.
Oh, you're supposed to arrest them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difference between it's being good and being lawful. Right? It's like lawful, you want to arrest people. That's kind of your whole jam, like of being lawful good. Here's like neutral good. I can be like, okay, sure. Ain't none of my business.
I will arrest them, and then they will go to jail.
Yeah.
AIG, calm down.
No, that's Victor.
Yeah, murderers plays a role, but
Victor's version of jail is his underground secret laboratory where he performs inhumane experiments on the.
So, but yeah, surprise, yeah, whatever. If you want to start working on more of like just like what I said, because like if you look at, I guess I'll show you what I.
I'd want to have like this ability if he did have him stunned or in that state, if he gets automatically on whatever he's trying to. Because if I'm rolling something like, okay, there's like an 18, I have a +1 perception, right? 17 fire, you're done. Okay. Yes.
I named it even further. I was like, it fits so well, and I was like, what can I write for something that means further? And I'm like, oh, I'm going Goku. I'm like, technically the ability just powers my stuff up, it makes it stronger. I'm like, this makes so much sense. I gotta use it. It's all about, moving further, teleporting further. Like everything kind of is the same shit, right? It's all kind of the same thing. All about the same thing. One gimmicky thing that we do.
Dab and away. Dab and away.
Yeah. Punch.
Out of curiosity, level of this.
And
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about lower.
because we're
Yeah, that's why I said I recommend doing the month in your game for Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that.
We were doing 3 weeks and we went to 2 different towns. Level 10.
we leveled up 7 times.
Yeah. How long it takes
Were you
us
guys doing XPs or miles?
Milestone. Every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks we level up.
Yeah, and we were just doing a lot of role play,
yeah.
which was good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I just need Tylo to. Oh, I do want Tylo to, I guess, play with Kai more. It's just, I'm just trying to find the hard things to latch on Kai.
Can't get away from Victor. Items.
It's more so that Kai is upset about the people, like, of his people, about his group. And while I do have a description about some of the characters like Shay, Arlen, it just, I mean, it's kind of like a synopsis. I does not, like, I as a player don't have any basis for the month long that Kylo and Kai and the rest of the party spent together. And I'm just thinking, okay, Kai is very sensitive, Kai is very hungry, Kylo can work with this. Yeah, Kylo has like a few brothers, one that was, of course, the wrestling one, the eldest, which took. But
So could we try something, I guess, me attaching to you instead? So
Yeah.
is there something that
How much?
I can like
How much tenure
Much
do you
what?
have?
it's per luck?
So same as key, whatever.
Yeah, it's keep on.
yeah,
Oh, you replace key points with tenure.
yeah, it's literally the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same
How long
movement
does this-
speed,
how long
the
does
same
this
martial
last?
art progression.
It says to maintain this form
Oh, so
you
per
must
turn, per turn.
yeah, please spend a tender. Okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah. It's like you're spending a key point to do extra damage or have
Yeah, like the extra big like that one last. Yeah.
Yeah, so find ways for Kai to make
Okay.
Wait, so is everybody a monk in this campaign or something?
almost.
No, it's
I mean,
it's
Kai,
not
That's
uh,
our main form of
Yeah.
form of dealing damage is punching.
yeah. Everyone's technically a monk. Like even Artemis isn't a monk, but Artemis' main minion is a monk basically.
I mean, Victor, the robot is a musician that's supposed to be blade.
He's
a
a
blade
musician who
singer.
punches you.
Yes, he was originally a mix between an
Technically-
artificer
I was a
and a
multi-classed
blade.
artificer wizard.
Technically-
Armor artificer, blade singer wizard, and then I was like, wait. this
Yeah,
stuff I wanna
no
do.
one's a
Homebrewed last
monk,
time.
but everyone pretty much punches everybody.
I'm technically a
Excuse you.
Samsung monk, so I don't like physically.
Yeah, you're all whatever.
And
Like,
I
no
like
one's
you
a
know.
metaphysically.
No one's a monk, but everyone's a monk.
Well, technically, yeah, he's not. Yeah, flavor-wise, not a monk. Mechanically wise, we have at least monks,
No.
and
For safety, in case Goku does drop out, I'm really interested in this campaign. I've already
Yeah,
started
I
working on a
see, yeah.
character.
okay.
You gotta make your monk.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to. No, I am making that. I want to play an actual for one. That homebrew subclass that I sent you a couple months ago. You helped
Oh,
me
the
work
one you
on?
were. Oh yeah, the dragon monk.
Yeah, and I want to try that because it was a mixture of both the Away
drunken
the Ascended
monk,
Dragon
yeah,
and
yeah.
the Drunken Master.
Gonna be another dragonborn wearing a kimono or naked.
No, actually, more Goliath. I'm gonna try a bracelet. You know what? I could make it worse. It could be 3/4 of three different
Or tell
species:
Goku.
Dragonborn, Asamar, and Goliath.
Let's go tell Goku that's why he doesn't fit in. He's not playing.
He's not. He doesn't
sorry.
punch people. That's why.
I'm sorry, he said. You are not monk enough for this party. Go now.
Yes.
Learn to fight with your hands, and then maybe you'll really understand magic.
No, like we walk by a group that has like 4 wizards and a monk, and there's like wait a second.
You want to trade?
Yeah, you want to trade. And they're like, no, we need him to protect us for when enemies get close, and then we all just punch them and take the guy.
And then they realize that they're stronger than the monk, and they're like, wait a second, we're
Yeah.
tankier than him.
Yeah, you guys are all tankier than us, so give us a monk. Alright, but roleplay wise.
I mean, John, you could probably
it's
change
not
this
bad.
to like give both things.
Wait, what'd you say?
Like if in both forms you have like wings and damage, and it just deals different wing and then depending on what you are, the wings look different, the claws look different, the resistance, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they're paying the cost of one every turn. You should probably get some damaging thing because you're paying extra. It's like getting a flurry of blows without the modifier because you get extra damage, right? But instead of getting the extra damage, you're getting other stuff like resistances to make up for the extra damage you'll be losing for that 1 point. But then some things are cooler in combat, some things are cooler out of combat, and I'm fine with separating that to be in two different things, but part of the same thing. I'm trying to make sure I rather balance something where instead of going oh yeah, this is a really cool out of combat ability, it's well, this is worthless in combat. Okay, cool. Well, this is a really cool combat ability. Okay, it's worthless out of right. I'd rather something be pretty good in combat and pretty cool out of combat. So having more stuff is fine to me. Yeah, fine. I'm okay with it. I think of it as different games. So it's for this game, one's for that game. Okay, cool. Balance and mixing them together as much as possible. Yeah.
So, how much would you have expelled or just Kai about your best, or if any at all?
Milo would, as you would tell since you know Sylvan, when he talks animals, it's not like being them, even though that's what everyone else thinks, actually at them. You know that when he's doing that, you have a decent history, you'll probably pick up some of these lines you heard before, from plays, from skits. And when he does them, even though your Sylvan isn't the greatest, you can tell he's pretending to be different characters.
Okay.
Might not know this. I think only Artemis figured it out, and Victor may have picked up on it since that their blowout last night. But Kylo isn't as dumb as he likes people to. Yeah.
So he didn't realize from just overhearing.
Yeah. Basically, his vocabulary when speaking and how he speaks.
To make Kai feel alone. He's now the only dummy.
I mean, it's probably less Kylo's a genius and more he has basic competence, right?
Oh yeah. Honestly, would you ever go through his stuff?
No. He doesn't. He even tried to make sure the group stay kind of on the up and up, despite being technically a gang. So he has morals that he just doesn't cross. So yeah, that's one of them.
I finally figured out why everyone's technically monks. Gang initiations.
That's just him.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to tell you guys what's in the bag. There's that book from the tournament. It has two different, it's two different signatures that obviously different on the look, at a glance.
Repeat that first?
So, writing styles, hand signatures.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, it looks like two different people wrote in the book with questions and answers in some portions of it. The questions are clear, and Kylo writing before you know that his is the questions, but the answers are from somebody else. He would also have a bachelor's degree in there. Yeah, so why he has expertise in performance is because he went to a performing arts university. He was going to go to going to have an internship in town and was planning to leave. However, that incident in the tournament knocked the wind out of his sails, and then when so he was kind of dealing with a lot of things. Couldn't take up the internship there. Still continued his education, diving himself into work. I guess you'd also know that he reads a lot when he thinks someone is looking, and not like regular books, but like obscure tales. Bordering on the occult a lot. I assume this because Kai, very mischievous, pretty perceptive. Even though he doesn't understand, he knows Kylo is a bit off, and not in the evil off that foreigners are like. Like, he's hiding something, but he's not malicious about it. Tell that much.
Gotcha. And did this recently become apparent to him, I guess, while traveling?
It probably... The books probably having become apparent. I think Kylo's intelligence started to show when he was insulting Dan at the table, kind of throwing barbs. Because he understood the words like invertebrate, and in media said, oh, so there are two spineless. Right now there are two spineless creatures here. Yeah. And it's like, I mean, Kai has a +1 intelligence, if I recall correctly. So,
yeah.
I mean, Kai, stats-wise, is third smartest in just Kylo has gotten the education behind him that he knows the big word.
Artemis.
Yeah, Kylo has 10 too.
Yeah.
So they're average, but they're
Remember how you guys
educated.
did your stats? How did you, get them?
So we had 70 points in total.
Are you making a character now? I don't think Zan's
Just for safety.
He's having fun. He's having fun. Let him have fun.
76, right?
No, it was 70, and then I think it was 72, wasn't it?
That was like 76.
It was 76.
Yeah, that was
It was
76.
76.
We went up because it was like 75, and I went on.
Okay. Gotta make sure that my stats are correct then. But I'll do that later. But what was I talking about? I'm sorry. I'm a scatterbrain.
It's more my fault. I asked the question.
Yeah, you're saying that I guess Kai's the third smartest at that point. And
Yeah.
you're talking about how you're revealing how intelligent you are at the table while insulting.
Yeah, it was kind of like a slip. I intentionally, like, it was both unintentionally and intentionally, just because about Kylo both being very tired and very distraught that he can't really keep his composure. We also know this at when we first left the that secret library. He wasn't joking around, pretending to not know as much as he should have. And I guess the books with the Ignited would give you some inkling that he would have some personal connection. I mean, he did ask about, okay, I think it was like after the art battle or before the art battle that you were pressing him on, okay, why do you want to know if the Ignited have 2 horns or 3 horns or something like that? And then Artemis came in with the horns, and I think that's when she figured out, like, okay, I know you're not as dumb as you act. I'm not going to spill your secret. but just level here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually I wanted to bring this up. So Prize, with that like spiritual healing ability thing you posted earlier, it says that like somebody with a really strong curse, like a horn, need to be made pliable. What does that mean? Do you just have to like get them drunk?
Listen, there are men who get someone pliable means anything. Perhaps to talk to them, perhaps a bit of music, perhaps wine. Or perhaps you beat them till they become dizzy enough to accept it. Punch drunk, as we call it.
Let's see. Infernos are mildly incorporeal, so the alcohol is not an option. Extremely aggressive, that removes the other ones. Beating it is.
Listen, there's something called angry sex. I'll teach you all about it. Now,
I'm aware.
But you're not really until you have to do with me. I get people pretty angry.
Brad, could you mute, bro?
Yeah, whatever.
Jill didn't
I
like being
thought I
turned
was
into a
muted, I'm
steelborn,
sorry.
apparently.
You're like mouse. It's like we don't heal you until you like make a
Yeah,
burp or
mouse
something.
does-
It's like why
Yeah,
can't you
It's
just
releasing all the bodily functions at once. Exhaling, bourbon, and just like flipping it.
I don't have much to say, but I'm sorry, murderers. I'm still just laughing at your meme. Alright, I am going to make as many friends as I can. Put them in the bag. Your friendship is not optional. Yeah, but I left it as pliable just so like role play reasons. Because I didn't want to have stats and mechanics tied down to it. Just kind of leave it up to the DM's discretion. Because essentially, I wanted Tylo to be able to show Victor that he could possibly pull out souls. I guess not kill people by pulling them out. It's like
Yes, and then we put them in the steelborn silo. You're getting it. Yes.
like it may be used for that. It may be used for that. But it's just like, okay, I can do this. Let me show you with Orbiter. He separates soul and puts it back in, and then Orbiter could say, yeah, I didn't feel anything. Or he could try to convert the remnants of the soul into a new form. It could be something that's once a day for Kylo. Like, it's going to take all of his points that he has, but if he like takes something that is almost at the brink of decay or something that most of its meat and flesh has been stripped, the soul remains, could potentially make a new body if if it's willing. Or if it's a feral thing, it might need a DC to pass, or like a DC on its part, or a save on Tylo's part, or a check. Because, yeah, this is what, like, Victor is pushing Tylo. Oh, Victor is kind of the tipping point to push Tylo to not wait for his powers, latent powers, present themselves, but actively push on them. This is what I thought was a cool concept. But what are your thoughts about it? Am I playing it clearly? There.
I do like the idea, especially because in the party, Tylo's clearly, let's say, the most compassionate person. Saving people from like one of the worst fates.
I was paying attention.
That's what you.
I was talking to Murderous, but it would work for Josh because, hey, if someone that you cared about, or heck, even Shay, for example, depending about what kind of mind control she was under, if it's like a mechanical implant that lobotomized her or something, maybe Kylo would.
I don't know the situation. There's I left out the Nick.
Yeah. This is why it's speculation. I think is good because since I don't know, Kylo doesn't know. But if he thinks that there is the possibility, he's going to work to get that thought of a chance. Whether it works or not, that's up to how the game runs. But this would be in character for what he strives to do.
So, is it just Shay, or do you have any other attachments to any of the characters, or are you worried about how, I guess, Kai is being seen by his friends at the moment? Or?
Well, he is worried about Kai, especially after. Well, that art fight was one worry. The Jesus battle with was it Maze? I had his name written down. Mozzie. Yeah, basically that Rivian guy that kidnapped Jesus had that sword, had that sentient sword that they tortured in the rooms upstairs. Both times, Kai entered that dark form, and both times, Kylo asked and checked on Kai how he was. His demeanor clearly changed. That's clear as day to him. It's just Kylo wants to understand how that's been happening. He understands that children of Gracefield go through reincarnation. I'm not sure he's aware that multiple souls are a thing. I guess you also know that he does know a bit more about he would know more about infernos and I guess about your religion than you would expect of him. Just by not what he says, but how he conducts himself when there are people, but in the context of how followers have acted and what they do, Kai would get the sense that Kylo has a better understanding than I think he should have, coming from a place where the religion isn't supposed to be as strong.
So your brother, was he a child of Gracefield?
No, his brother wasn't he wasn't a child of Gracefield because I can't be a child of Gracefield.
I was going to say to be a platform. I just may have to mix
no. But above game, his brother Deer is in Inferno right now, somewhere around the world. That kind of tipped off the instant. He thought there was a situation where he could have saved people if only he was a bit faster, if only he was a bit quicker to the draw, if only he planned a bit better. I mean, that's what kind of led to him letting Dieter, Jesus, letting Cybele get hurt. All these little things that he dwells upon. And I've been kind of having him, I guess, it wouldn't be apparent like I'm leaving the option open up for Nick if Kylo could turn in an Inferno. When I illustrate that, okay, you see flashes of red into his visage, his eyes are sparking, he
How would you
can't
revert?
revert.
Yeah, the Inferno used to jump.
Yeah, he won't come back. Yeah, he won't. I don't think he would come back. I don't know. It could be an endgame thing. It really, like, I'm leaving it up. I'm leaving this option open if it becomes a better roleplay opportunity or not.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you try to do good in the world, sometimes you can't really survive what the world has to give you if you're dealt a bad hand. And that consumes you. So that's what happens if Tylo is mentally unstable enough, and if it aligns with Nick's on how Inferno comes about. It does say in the world that people think ignition is tied to negative emotions and poor mental health, but as we already shown, that the church is not 100% accurate with all their teaching. But yeah, does this give, like, do you have any ideas of how to, I guess, like, anything I could help facilitate more of a roleplay with Kylo and Kai?
Yeah, I think it'll end up being pretty much things. I think it's just gonna be asking questions of, I guess, Kai being curious about the way you've been reacting to certain things.
Yeah, he has been a lot more strange lately. It could be due to the stress, but stress, I don't think that makes you smarter.
Yeah, so there'd be a lot of time on the boat. So he'll probably just like, oh, you by yourself, let me get you. Taking your brain for a minute. But yeah, it's just gonna be a few questions. Worried about a friend.
Even if you do it like that, would I even pick up?
I mean, Kai has a high insight mechanically, but also he has spent technically the most time with Kylo in the group overall. But I mean, is there something more about that? I could just be getting at the wrong points. Like,
I don't know.
just open up more roleplay opportunities.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of like, okay, I'm kind of hitting a brick wall with Kai's character. Let's see what kind of.
Yeah, Kai's character's gonna open up a lot once these other people start being introduced. Like there's an opportunity with Shay to be more with each person that just reveals their face.
Yeah. So, like, it's like saying, okay, I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna take these two characters and put them together for no reason. Now I'm gonna grasp at straws to give them as the book. Like, it was more of like something I guess you guys should have done more together, right? To show off that kind of stuff, right? Or
I mean,
to like set that kind of stuff,
like,
right? And now you're trying to like patch it up as you go. So it's like, okay, now how can we? That's what the Session Zero is for, right? This thing is supposed to be like you guys can make up more shit. Like just make up stuff. Just make stuff up, right? Just any other bullshit you want to make up to like show why they're connected, right? This is the time to do it. But they're just saying like, okay, based off what we've already done, is there any way we can make any conversations? It's like, well, I mean, you can probably figure that stuff out as we just play, and it comes naturally. And if there isn't anything, then now is probably a good time to make up some more bullshit to make it make
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of like I was hoping with that. That's what I was kind of relying with that month or month so that Kylo and Kai had been together before the start of the campaign. Like,
you can
yeah, we went on these adventures.
Yeah. Again, like you're trying to like make up stuff that should have already happened and been talked about, but now is a good time to just make that stuff up, right? Where you can then basically you can like set up stuff right now, like you can sign stuff the next like hour talking through like random shit you guys have done or seen or been through and blah blah blah, and then like but not role play it out. But then when the session comes, if it comes up, you can be like, hey, remember that time we did blah? Yeah, I do, right?
I mean, if you keep the recording up, so we just
sure. Yeah, should be not recording fucked up. The television stream mode is enabled and
pretty sure it's recording. It's just yeah.
But either way, it can be more of like you can make stuff up later. But I mean, again, even that part, like I guess I'm just a different person, right? Like I can just like someone can just walk up to me like, remember that time we killed those goblins? I'm like, oh yeah, those goblins, that was fucked, and I just make up some bullshit like and we just make it up on the spot, right? Whatever, play along.
Yeah,
but...
I mean, it's just that we can make it up on the fly, but can we remember it if it comes up later on?
Yeah, that is a problem. Like I probably would forget things like that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I can listen back to the notes, and I guess I could.
Yeah, but I guess the problem with me of making
with
stuff up beforehand, I probably wouldn't remember it for the game actually, and it's probably better for me to make it up. What happened to those goblins? I'm like, oh yeah. But if I just make it up,
I mean, it's like we can make history, but they may not come into sessions later. I was a bit confused again when it brought up Juno and her character traits, what was written in, and what and how Kai in game was describing was very different.
Yeah. But I guess the idea is like, why are you two friends again?
I mean, it's kind of like fellow brothers of mischief. It's kind of like, okay, we met through Arlen, and then really, that would be a good idea.
Why? What did you guys do to become friends and actually stay together? Why did you stay together? Like, why is this like? Why are you still friends now? Why are you close? Were you ever even close to begin with? Were you close to someone? Were you closer to someone else? Like, were you close to someone else in the group, and then now you're close adjacent because you're close to them? Or like, how close were you to his girlfriend or whatever? And that's all. I don't know.
Yeah,
like I said, I think either Kai introduced you to Arlen, or Arlen brought you back after a fight, and you kind of just hung around the group for a little while.
Yeah, I've heard that like before, where you just hung around until you became part of it. Like, okay, that's essentially like Mouse's story. It was like with our group.
Yeah, we didn't really like we left a lot of room up for interpretation, but we kind of left too much. So the broadest strokes of what happened is like Arlen fought Tylo, and then I thought the group would the group including Kai was watching it, and then they hung out. I think their both first bit of mischief was that they left Tylo to pay the bill after the rest dined and dashed, realizing they did not have enough money. I think Tylo just kind of met up with them again. It could have been, and that was just, sorry. I'm not trying to make stuff up. I'm trying to stick with
that's fine. Go for it.
So I'm not going to try and change a quarter quite yet. Just giving the broad strokes. Then after Tyler was helping the group with small tasks, gig for the past weeks. Then Fire Force came around. I think they killed one of the members. I got mad. Burst into flames. Kylo helped a lot escape by drawing attention and fire. Or escaping himself.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're just making stuff up, or you made stuff up just to. This is why we're friends. I haven't really too much. Like I said, like it sounded like originally like Mouse's story with us. Like, Josh was like, I got this guy named Mouse. He was one of my students. He can hang out with us and play games. Okay, cool. And then Mouse just stayed around, and we just all interacted with Mouse. And Mouse is like, yeah, you're my best friend, and I'm your best friend, right? And I'm like, I don't know. Yes, maybe. I have a bunch of best friends. I don't know. right? Like, and it's like I have to explain to Mouse like what a best friend is to me. It's like, well, it's a point system. It's like a girlfriend, but like with less points, right? It's like, yeah, because you don't have the thing I want to fuck you or anything like that tied to it, so you get less points. So it doesn't like. Oh, and Jose's like, oh yeah, I love you guys. I'm like, yeah, I like you guys. It's like I don't want to fuck any of you, so I can't get past that like to love point, right? It's like, yeah, it's like you need more points to get there. You're not there. I'll even say technically, points wise, I think Josh will be my best. But that's just because Josh gets more points because we play games together, right? Like, but I would assume Josh's best friend could be Jose potentially because they live together. And I guess yeah, I was gonna say, and if you don't pick Jose, Jose's gonna cry probably. So you gotta do right.
Okay, just don't tell Jose.
Yeah.
I have fucking sob.
I don't claim a best friend.
Yeah. I try not to do that either.
I deal with way too many people.
Yeah. Like I just look at like on a point scale, Josh probably has the most points. But if Mouse wasn't the way Mouse was, Mouse might have the most points, right? Because Mouse is very like the way he's like emo-y and like sad sacky, and I have to like deal with Mouse's disappearing randomly or like, yeah, let's play this game. I'm like, okay, cool, we're gonna play it. And he's just gone the next. I'm like, okay, well I don't try. Like Mouse like, hey, you wanna play Rust with me? I'm like, that would sound pretty cool. And if Josh's like, hey, you wanna play Rust? I'd be like, hell yeah, let's play some Rust, because I think if Josh is playing a game, he probably cares about the game a little bit to play it more than a couple of days. For Mouse, I'm like, Mouse, you know what? If you're still playing Rust by next week, I'll play Rust. And he's not, so I'm not playing Rust right now. Right? It's like, so yeah. So like different things like just give him minus points to me. So I'm like, yeah, you're not probably. But I mean, again, I wouldn't consider anyone like my best friend because everyone's points are just different. Like, because me and Josh don't hang out like other random shit other than like play D&D. We play some games together now, and we see each other every now and then. But I mean, we don't like hang out all the time. I don't spend time with Josh. But I mean, me and Mouse spend time like almost every day, right? Like talking or whatever, bullshitting. But Josh is like an adult now. He has shit he has to deal with. So I'm like,
how dare you be grown up, Josh?
I know, right? Priorities.
yeah.
Right.
So I was just saying, like, but I said all that to say this, like, you don't have to like have a reason to be. You can just be like, yeah, we met each other and now we hung out every day, or we've been each other and now we're just friends. Like, you don't have to have like a special reason other than just that, and then like that's when like the experiences come up of just randomly, right? You can just randomly say, remember that time we did blah blah blah, and then you just make up some random experience, right? Because that's the one thing you really would have is random small things that could technically be interesting, but it would just be a thing to make up to have a roleplay scene.
Here's a thing that we could use. Because we had one guy in the group, Hero, who was
Hero.
Yeah, he was really, I guess, combative. I guess assuming that he should be the leader or he should be the one that's like, making all the choices. Let's say perhaps him and Kai got really, I guess, close to having like a full altercation, like, I don't know, as bad as you want to assume it, and you got on the situation. And that's something that Ty would do, I guess, and then, so it could come up as a big deal sometimes, I guess. Yeah. So how would you have handled the situation? Like, you see two people you assume to be good close friends, like literally at each other's necks with like magic and knives. Yeah.
Are they typically hungry?
Kai always. Hero normal person.
I guess I would either give. I guess would try to grab them both by the hand and take them to a restaurant, or distract them.
Away.
I'm imagining Hero and Kai like fighting each other, each with one hand, like childlike, as Tyler just drags them both to a McDonald's.
Right.
Oh, be on your best behavior and we can get chicken nuggets.
That's Smoke Cloud with the fist coming out of cartoons.
Yeah, it's like Kylo just taking his astral arms and picking you both up by the structure of your neck. Like, okay, let's go. Who wants to see the circus?
Kai a pack of chicken nuggets while you talk to the other guy.
Yeah.
Or the cat first.
I see a cat.
So yeah,
you scratch him behind his ears.
Kai
You're
probably
done.
not would be better. What did you say, Scott?
You scratch him behind his ears while you throw Kai some.
So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult than just pick up and bring food.
Right,
So
right,
how
right.
would you solve the issue of two?
I'm just okay. So two people at each other's throat. Hero is very vague, right? Okay. So Tyler would try to play up. I guess would try. So what are they arguing about?
Leadership. I fucked up on a mission or a task of some sort, and Hero says he could have done it better by doing so and so. Whatever else. So,
I guess Tylo. I guess Tylo will try to go. Would approach the group first, talking to them both, saying, "Okay, okay, that's lovely. Okay, what do you think you would have done different, Hero?" And would just go
you probably
on.
get like a, who the fuck is this kid? Like, get the fuck out of our business. Yeah, he starts throwing insults and like, yeah.
Come on, like Tyler would say, "Come on, you can do better than that. I thought you wanted to be leader. Supposed to be one with scripts."
Probably give you some words about like, yeah, well, you're not my people, so get the fuck out. And lead someone as ugly as you, da 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 da. Something up there.
Oh, come on. This pretty face. Now, you can try to hide behind scathing words that don't really hurt, or you can actually talk like an adult. I mean, that's what the leader is supposed to be.
I don't think we need
Are you
to.
calling me short?
Yeah, I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to role play that. You can probably just like, I would have done this.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm trying.
You get a more streamlined approach, and
Yeah, he's
we're
feeling
not.
it out,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like feeling it out. It's like, okay, so this is what happened if Tyler would try to do that, and if Tyler is supposed to succeed, he would have to do something else. So let's.
Yeah, you can like, would insulting him
once.
work, or would like blah 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 work?
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, Tylo, he likes insults, and I wouldn't say he's fairly good at them. So trying to draw the attention away, maybe get a chuckle out of Kai for the sake of it.
So if you feel like start going back and forth with Hero, yeah, Kai would take it back.
And Tylo is just having a blast as Hero gets redder and redder. He gets annoyed, but he is just too invested in this new guy to want to stop. And it's like,
So all the, I guess, party members and group members just like, cracking jokes like, hi.
and it's like,
giving him that morality, kicking the butt. What's the word? I guess ego boost or ego deflation.
He's taking him down a peg. But doing so like a fool would, it's like, if he ever asks who he is, it's like, oh, how rude of me. He just puts up, like 3 of his hands, all are going to be right-sided. I'm Title. And that's where you would learn, okay, he has spectral arms, and how would Zero react? Just kind
of swat all 4 of your arms that you're reaching out away.
It's like he swats one. Okay, so it's like he swats one and he sees, oh, wait, I thought I slapped that one. And he just slaps it again, and then, oh, okay, well, he slaps it again. And, so it's kind of like that after image thing he does, where it's opaque, it looks regular, but when someone, and it kind of covers his arms, so when you, quote unquote, slap it away, the image still remains. It's like here, it's like one pokes behind his, one just kind of taps on the shoulder behind, wondering where that arm went.
Gotcha. Yeah, so he'll just, eventually get too embarrassed and lose his standing, and I guess went off for the night. Then everyone else left, just like make fun of the situation.
Yeah, and Tylo the next day would try to give him a peace offering, just
would take the
He can be mad at Tylo. He can throw fruit at Tylo. He's fine with it. It's like, yes, I hit you pretty hard yesterday, but honestly, it was fun. It was fun. I had a great time. So,
And then I still scowl and just like maybe spit at the ground at your feet. Yeah, turns back to you.
you just
But,
probably
yeah.
leave the food.
You would know from maybe that later that night that he's probably, I think it's in the notes, tried hitting on all the girls. Embarrassment.
Yes, I do remember that.
So he's like really pissed now. Have money to change it. So he's, yeah.
If Tylo picks up on that, he could try to give him dating tips. Like, he's not going to be overt about it, but he's going to say, okay, you're doing... Hey, what? Hey, I'm a great wingman. As he kind of just turns his astral arms into vector rings. I can... Yeah, I'm a great wingman, just trust me. If you met my friend Zero? Sorry. Honestly, I like calling him Zero better than Loser or whatever you put his nickname as. Yeah. But no, Tyler wants to be everyone's friend. Even though he jabs with them, as long as they're not overtly evil or overtly corrupt. Or just pompous like Zan. I think he just wants to bully Zan for some reason. Like, no one else. Sure, he pokes around with Victor, trying to make an incest joke at Artemis. But, I don't know, but Zan just seems very, very insultable.
He's a target.
I heard incest joke.
It's just like Tylo Tylo would throw a random incest joke here and there towards Artemis because she's having sex with her siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And about that dead fleshlight joke or something.
Not the same thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I know it's not the same thing, but before we made that, before we had that sit-down convo, it's like, okay, I guess you want the fleshlight now. Basically, something to stick it in is basically the corpse of a dead woman.
Yeah. Flashlight.
You also brought up the
Artemis called dibs. You got dibs. Like, it's how it works.
You brought the fact of how
This is a funeral. I don't care. I call dibs.
He was alive when dibs was called.
Kai was introducing, I guess, describing Juno. I think I talked about it in game this week.
You described her appearance fine. It's her personality.
No, yeah, that's aggressive and something they have to mess with. Yeah, I think I mentioned above game that she's doing that just so she doesn't feel out of place, or I guess doesn't get picked on when she gets in the group, because these other strong females that are around may fall into this little awkwardness and involve herself. So she has this identity of being stronger, and maybe she'll be a little more accepted. But he's doing it, I guess, preemptively. These two guys also.
Okay, so after in a month's time, would that something she would get comfortable with, or something that Tyler would?
Yeah, in a group she's in a group she's fine, but Kai is doing that without her, I guess, input. He's just making sure that she has a safe space to sit into, so she doesn't get picked on in a way. He's just making her seem big and bad.
Oh, I did want to ask, are any of them afraid of clouds?
What? That's very specific. Do you need one of them for your fairy clones?
No. It was just I had this little idea right before Tylo joined the ship. he was actually trying to hide away from a circus he got on the bad side with. They're either upstaging them or seducing the ringleader's son or daughter, and or losing some money or something like that. Because or in the world, like lucha libre is not something. It's been on the decline for a while. He needed the work because his funds were running low, and he said, "Okay, why not go with the circus?" They travel around a lot, gets him where he wants to go, and going around towns will get the name out there. Maybe not the way he wants it, but it's a step in the right direction. Didn't work out. Got on the ship, and there could be a circus after him. Yeah. Yeah, but is there? I guess should we just be friends because we're just friends after that conversation with Hero and
You
Kai?
solved the issue that Kai struggled with within his group. Kind of saw you as like someone that's very useful or very helpful. And the antics going up the back and forth was very something that maybe he grew as you guys, I guess, started doing it. Because maybe he wasn't one that was like good at back and forth. Or you does the same thing.
Yeah. It's basically much more quippier, and of course, Kai developed his own style, which in some aspects is stronger than Tylo's. Yeah. Okay. And I guess then, after a month passes, the group has to disband because Popo came in, or aka the Fire Force. A couple people died. Tylo, of course, found a way to keep the majority off your tail, and then disguised himself before slipping in the crowd. Gotta make use of that disguise kit somehow. And yeah, I guess they met like about a year later. Okay. Anything you guys want to say? Anything that wasn't covered?
Stuff.
No, about my stuff, about whatever you guys.
Yeah,
want.
I was like, I'm waiting for. I don't want to keep, jumping off one thing and having to go back to where you were. Yeah, as far as like my character, I think I'm good. I don't think I should. If anything, I need to clarify more stuff, but it's more with stuff. I don't have a relationship with him. I'll need to talk more to Nick about it. Like, what happens if we go to my home and have a lot of bullshit stuff out of the
Yeah,
other than
Victor
that.
didn't stand pre-campaign, but they were friends. As far as hands over the.
Oh, and I'll try to push hard. I'll try to have Tyler push harder on Victor because I know you keep saying you were hoping Tyler would push harder. So I'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, he has reason to now. So.
Yeah, he has plenty of reason, especially after that promise that he's not going to hide anything from Tylo, is he?
Yeah, if you guys have anything to talk to Armis, talk to her.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I forgot. What was that promise? What was the... And this is why we record the session.
Yeah, Tylo said don't. Like, we're not keeping any secrets from each other. You have to be no bull crap, straight to the point.
Right.
It's like,
She was
he didn't want to push too hard. mostly because he was already angry at the situation. He just had a birthday party after saving a friend from being assaulted. And found out the friend that he threw a birthday party for spent all this time and effort is not really the guy he thought he was. I was originally just going to have Tylo just mess around with the machine. Maybe he saw something minor, but oh, nope, 20 living bodies in green jello.
Sounds like a fun time.
Of course it sounds like a fun time to you, Ragnar, you necrophilic creep. I'm kidding.
New beginnings, I wanted to sleep with a fucking lich, so not wrong.
Okay,
Are you getting boned literally? Like,
Have you ever,
he wants to give us.
you ever fucked
he
an eye
wants to give
socket?
us. Yeah, he wants to give a stiffy to a stiffy.
helpless job.
Skeletons have holes in places. Eye holes.
Yeah, you can stick your dick into the pelvic area.
Listen, yes, you know what? Just put a watermelon in the in
You get
the hole.
you get the toothiest blowjob ever.
Oh yes, use more teeth.
Or teeth.
I want to feel like I'm humping a cheese grater.
Okay. Almost done with this character. Figure out a name. And wait to see if Goku actually drops out.
Oh, no chill, dude.
I have no chill. You don't understand. I've been craving a game for a while now. Minus the Friday game.
Yeah.
Because I know Friday there's that, and now Thursday the one game I'm DMing.
Ragnar got expelled from Fred's group.
Oh God, yeah. He told me about that.
Yeah.
Because you were going by the mechanics, pointing out, yeah, I was doing things by the stuff that Fred provided, getting all these seats, and it's like, yeah, but you know, like, but Sage's feelings are hurt, so you're kicked.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
They got me banned from a Minecraft server too.
I'm sorry.
You know, if you knew you were going to be banned, I say blow up their stuff right before.
That's what he,
Okay,
that's what he did.
you're gonna ban me for
Oh no. I was able to get back on because I showed messages to the server owner on Discord between them and everything that was directed to me. He let me back on the server, and everybody was in chat, bitching.
Wait.
They really
So
forgot
they
it.
actually went to like a different server and like lied stuff about you, like
Yeah.
said shit.
Cancel culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cancel
So
culture means nothing when you're famous, but when you're a nobody, you've actually no, I think it's when you're somewhere between like a celebrity.
I was
and
gonna say that
nobody.
they never did it to me, but I don't think they could. Like I don't know who to cancel from.
I think that's the same thing for me too. I already left their server a while ago.
Yeah, I left that like almost immediately. When you guys when everyone else was talking about stuff in the server, I'm like, oh, I've been left that. Like.
But
Seems like the game
the
over.
server owner let me get on. Didn't let me like go somewhere else in the Minecraft world, rebuild and everything.
No, I guess you were playing like Minecraft together.
Oh yeah, it was a dedicated server of 4 players. But well, did a no. I had my entire inventory full with a mod that allowed you to make. They're IED. They're just small throwable bombs.
Okay.
Twice
so-
the explosive damage.
So you basically pulled a true Sith, pretended to be destroyed, rebuilt in secret, and then attacked and destroyed everything.
Oh no, I was the one that was making everything redstone there, I made a redstone carpet bomb full of dispensers, and I flattened everything down to bedrock. That was finally for a legit reason.
At least you earned the ban.
Yeah,
It's like that's like school zero tolerance policies. Any form of fighting, you get like fucking whatever. Earn that. Beat the shit out of that kid. You get the same punishment.
I mean, did you do so only targeting those that wronged you, or was it like?
yeah, just those that wrong.
Yeah, it was like they got you banned off the Minecraft server, but the idea was like you only play Minecraft with them. So you're like, well, that's fucked up. Now I want to get back in the Minecraft server to fuck with them, right? So it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like they wanted you banned so you wouldn't fuck with them. So because they got you right, came back to fuck with them.
Oh yeah.
They banned you. They're like, okay, cool, I'm
They
done
were
here.
they were all in the end too. So it was priceless when they finally died and had to respawn using everything.
Oh.
I mean, I can be petty when I need to, but I
Yeah.
don't like being petty.
I assume it was a lot worse than what would happen with me, right? Like it'd be really hard for them to get mad at me because of how understanding and reasonable I am. And if they tried anything, I'd be like, well, obviously you're being unreasonable. Like yeah, so like they wouldn't look at the guy in a way. All they could do is leave. Yeah, because I think that when it all happened, it was just me, Josh, and Fred talking, right? In the Ragnar's game.
Mouse.
Oh yeah, Mouse was there. It was one of those things where it was like Fred being very unreasonable, and then me saying, "Hey, well, let's kind of agree to disagree here," and stuff like that. Okay, I can agree with you if it wasn't for all the shitty people. Like, yeah, same, I guess, right? And then like he was like, we got to a certain point where we were like, yeah, this seems like a fair like middle ground, sure. And then afterwards, like, I don't agree with you, bye. It's like, wait, what? But like he didn't say anything, he just left. And when he came out, he was like, yeah, this server isn't cool. They don't agree with me. Okay. I mean, all Fred had to do was say like, hey, look, I don't agree with you. Let's not talk about this. Let's just go play some video games. I'm like, cool, let's go play a video game. But he was like, no, we gotta talk about this. Like, okay. I think you're a pedophile. I was like, what? Okay.
Okay, play like the Pedo Bear song.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think you're a pedophile. I don't agree with you. Say, okay. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, other than that, let's see. I think we're good. I don't think I have anything I can make up. I could make up a bunch of shit, but I don't want to add more to the game and then us have to sit and like friend. I already have a lot of shit probably coming up when I have to interact with these pirates and I'm gonna do stuff with that. That's gonna lead to more stuff I want to do with more stuff. Like I think I can just take games for what they are and just add shit to it too much. Yeah. That I don't really need to make up stuff to add on top of the game.
Okay. I think the only thing Kylo would do in Ring, in the island, was just try to find the biggest guy that fights as the Wild Man.
Sure.
Because we're in a new place, that's all.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, I already feel shitty looking at these NPCs. I feel like I'm cheating. These NPCs and getting time to plan to talk to them, and I'm like, I can start like whole lives with these stories like that. 'Cause I already got seen them for like a whole week. I can make up so much shit for these guys. I'm like, nah. For improv, it's fair. When people like spend weeks planning for this shit, I can improv better than that.
Oh, okay. That's a flex and a burn.
Yeah, it is. That's the part that's annoying to me. Because like, if someone like, if I just looked at these NPCs, I can easily plan conversations about all of them, right? I can like talk to like the fucking the black and white whatever the fuck that thing is, Furblog. I don't know what it's not a Furblog. It's no, it's not a Furblog. It's the goblin, the big goblin thing. No.
The bugbear.
Bugbear. Yeah. I was like the thing that's not a goblin but a goblin. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bugbear. Yeah, he looked like a bugbear in a suit and they're like, hi. And I'm like, what the fuck's all that about? I'm like, this guy must be like overcompensating like crazy. It's like, I want people to think I'm like this monstrous type thing, right? But then I'm like, so I wear these like clothes to cover up my I'm like, okay, right? I could probably make up all kinds of bullshit for him, like why, like ask him questions about that, right? Like,
I feel like he wants to be a wannabe noir detective.
yeah, but maybe he's trying to look as human as he can, so people don't think he's a monster. deal with that. But yeah, I have always think I can make up for these guys. But like the idea is if someone like let's say Goku's like, yeah, I want to be better. Bye guys. It's like okay, like you want to be better. Like it's like the Kevin Hart thing. Everyone wants to be famous, no one wants to put the work in. Like everyone wants to play D&D, but no one wants to put the work in, right? Like come on. Like if you're not good at role playing, but you want to be good at role playing, just take some time and like take a day or an hour or 30 minutes a day or something, and just like try to make shit up for your character. Like you wanna, or if you want to be better at role playing with other people, just look at everyone else's character and be like, how can I bring up a conversation with them? Like what can I say? Like if I asked them this question, what do you think they would say? Like, oh man, I'd probably bring up this thing, right? Even plan it out. Like even if something easy, like okay, they've had us talk with Artemis about like this. If I asked her this question, she's probably gonna say this. So I'm gonna ask her this question, which probably bring this and this and this, and like you can keep going back and forth in your head of like how the conversation would go. And then you're like, okay, cool, we'll get to this endpoint where we agree to disagree and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, that wouldn't lead anywhere, but you just had like a 5-minute conversation, right? Which is role play, which could then lead to something else. Right? So it's like, you can easily just cheat, like, bland stuff to talk to people about if you want to, like, if you're not good at it, doing, like just ad-libs and off the cuff, then like, make stuff up, rehearse shit, right? So like, yeah, I feel really weird when I think of shit, right? Like, it's just like in Ragnar's game when I was thinking, oh, I can do this thing with this, and I can do this, and I can do this, and then I start thinking of like random shit I can do, and I'm like, game hasn't even started, and I'm already like, I already have my character's story planned out to do different shit with it and stuff, and I'm like, and then I'm like, what are the other players gonna be doing? And I'm like, oh yeah, they're like, I'm here to adventure, and I'm like, fuck, I have so much more shit I want to do than them already, and I'm like, I gotta stop, and it's like. Yeah, so I feel bad just planning for things ever because it feels like no one else really wants to plan for stuff. So it's just like, but then no one else wants to like just randomly make shit up off the fly, and it's just like, what are we doing? Yeah, so both ways I feel bad when I do stuff.
Question: did you guys start out with a free feed in your campaign? Or
we didn't do
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
We did, but it has to be skill related.
Yeah, it has to be skill related.
It has to be this.
It's the same thing as Star Wars.
I think it was the expert that we got. Like,
yeah.
No, it could be whatever feat you wanted as long as it had to be related to skill. You know,
Something,
nothing
yeah.
combat based.
Yeah, something like non-combat, meant to be like a.
Yeah.
But no,
Okay.
no like combat.
Yeah, no great weapon.
It was pretty much like the Star Wars, where it's just like a sweet high skill that makes sense.
Okay. Well, what goes well with the brewer?
I don't know. You can make like improved brewer's kit. You can make a feat called improved brewer's kit and make stuff up.
So what would it improve on? Like higher versions of alcohol?
Well, when you're a drunken dragon master monk.
That is weird that there's a drunk but then they are mutant poison.
Yeah.
Just have to drink.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's not how it works. But
mean,
okay.
one level barbarian and then
100% blood alcohol level. That you'll be drunk.
Listen, I may be full of wine, but I'm not an ounce drunker. This is how this was a monk, okay? He was at least a level 10 monk. He just drank a lot.
Yeah, because of water. And
Yeah.
No, so this is when you drink the blood of Christ at the temples, right? When you drink the blood of Christ
Yeah,
at church,
I mean,
it's
he can
wine.
walk on water too, don't forget that.
Because he's made of
Jesus
liquid.
was a monk. Oh my god, now I want to play a Messiah monk type character.
You know what most monks are?
I mean, I think that'd be a mercy.
Well, I mean, it's like turn the other cheek, peace, love. Isn't it? I mean, same shit, right?
But at the same time, now I'm having a
Oh,
hilarious
God.
image in my mind of Jesus, but he's like beating up the Roman soldiers who came to arrest him.
Yeah.
Doing ninja moves.
But I do want to, like, improve on the capstone ability, getting 4 points at level 20.
Capstone ability should be a big all your
Aren't
better.
most capstone abilities aren't that great? They just increase like, oh, you start off with more dice when like.
I mean,
you
no, it
maneuver,
sucks for, like, Let me think. I think for the wizards, they at level 20. What was it? They get like a signature spell.
Okay, so wizard at level 20 is honestly the one that I hate the most. Signature spells. You can basically just cast 2 third-level spells without a spell.
Which
Yeah,
is
basically
which is
indefinite.
worthless.
Yeah,
which is kind of
indefinitely.
worthless because
No, not indefinitely. Once.
Once? Oh, I thought you
Once
could.
per rest.
it's essentially just giving you more spell slots.
Yeah,
There's no
and
point to it.
It's shit for 20th level. Like,
Yeah.
spell mastery, the ability to get 2 levels more is way better. You get a first level slot and a second level spell as cantrip. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now I just have enhanced ability all the time. I
This is
can
the
Misty
most-
Step an unlimited number of times.
Yeah, like most things are kind of like towards the end, like they're just like it seems like the highest level stuff is just saying like you get more stuff, like or like the ones that are like the fighters stuff like that where it's like or bards where it's like oh when you get to this level whenever you start to fight without bardic inspiration. Or something.
Barbarians have
Yeah, there's
get
strength,
unlimited
there's
rate. Yeah,
strength and con both go up for if and get
unlimited rages. Yeah. The
Druids
cleric, I mean,
basically
you get
become a-
divine intervention improvement.
Yeah, we're every.
Yeah, which if you have a good dungeon master,
You just need to.
yeah, archdruid, I think would be good as well.
Rogue's thing where fail? No, it's speed. Choose. It's interesting, but you.
Bards is you get one more bardic inspiration die.
Yeah,
fight.
bards, sorcerers, and
Yeah, anything that uses a resource like probably fighters.
fighters, you
Extra
get 4
attack.
attacks. 4 attacks per turn, which honestly in dungeon crawl or basic like it's
Which is cool.
yeah, but you get like 7 abilities for improvement. So I feel like that's what they are banking on and get accent urgent at 7.
The warlock thing is on 1 minute. Get all your spell slots back.
Yeah.
Yay! It's a little... I say give that to the wizard. Now that's a 20th level ability.
Okay, what do the warlocks get? Nothing?
No, they get real spell slots then. They get all the wizard spell slots at that. I think wizard warlock should have had regular spell slots. Even if they wanted to do like spell points, like in Star Wars, like you can just give them like points to make them feel different or weird, and that's fine. But I don't know why they needed this bullshit, like
Honestly,
short
they
run
just
long.
like paladins are like one of the buffest classes in the game.
Oh yeah, paladin is easily the most versatile class. Like they can tank, they can deal damage, they can heal. They can...
Bard's the most versatile. They do all that better. They're better at tanking. They're probably better at DPSing, melee, spell-wise, and...
I disagree.
I mean,
in which one? Which
also
one?
their passive auras.
Yeah, like paladin's passive auras invalidate basically everything about the bard, I would say.
What? What passive auras?
The aura of protection basically spits in bardic inspiration face.
That's the one that gives you like the save equals that charisma, right?
Yeah, equals
And you have to be next to the paladin?
You have to be
within 10 feet. And
So when the dragon does the breath weapon, you're like, hey, everyone stand next to me so we all get the save. And it's like, okay, cool, why are we standing next to the breath weapon?
18, it increases to a 30-foot radius.
Well, yeah, but that's level 18. But here's the thing, it's really simple. Just have basic party tactical cohesion and stand near each other.
But no, then you get hit by all the breath weapons and AoE shit.
Okay, then just don't do it if you're fighting AoE.
Yeah, that's when you want to get the save stuff.
Yeah, I mean, who's fighting a dragon at low level, though?
I don't know, how often do you make saves at low level?
Fighting a dragon at level 6.
Like, how often do you get saves? Like, I don't know. I just feel like you should, if you have a group of like 5 melee guys all like beating the shit out like a wizard, and like you're all next to the paladin, sure, okay, yeah, the aura is really good then, because technically, one's a fucking caster and like everyone's next to each other, so everyone's just beating the crap out of them, everyone's getting the aura thing. But that's already like a weird situation for a party. So I would say like, yeah, different parties require different things. Like, but I can even say like, if you're gonna do all a melee party, it's like yeah, you make fighters and rogues and that's it. That's all you need is fighters and rogues. Like, well, why fighters and rogues? Like, well, you want to always go battle master, so the battle master can yell at the rogue to do more sneak attack, right? It's like, then you just have multiple rogues and multiple battle masters, right? It's just, and then you just do like a million sneak attacks and kill everything.
You just get a bunch of mastermind rogues, and they all do their mastermind thing to each other.
yeah. But fighter gives rogues
let's see, make another attack.
Yeah, makes another attack with the yeah. But then until eventually they get haste, and then they give haste to everything else, right? It's the same shit. But I mean, it depends on what we're talking about.
Have a variety of support spells. They can heal crazy good with a combination of healing spells and lay on hands.
And it's an action.
Great for burst damage.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that they're versatile.
Well, they're not versatile. Like they can only heal as an action, though, right?
Oh,
yeah. So basically the same as
what thing?
As the bard. Yeah.
Healing word's a bonus action. That's the only thing I take on bard.
Yeah, and healing word is a bonus action. It's jack shit of health, whereas lay on hands, you can.
That doesn't. Health does not matter. The only thing you need to heal someone is when they're unconscious. You don't want to do anything else. Like the one thing.
Better spell, to be honest.
Yeah, the one thing I say that paladins do have is they have the ability to use one hit point to bring someone back to unconsciousness, and you can do it a shit ton of times, right? And like that's the only thing I'm like. That's the thing that I'm like. That's awesome about paladins. They can do that. All you really need is be up. I mean, if you're gonna heal them for like 1 or like 10, and things hit for like 30, it's the same shit, right? They're falling unconscious on the next swing. So it's like using healing word to be like, okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action to bring them back up. They get their action, I get my action, hit this guy, right? And then the guy uses their action to knock the guy back out. I use my bonus action to bring him back and hit him again. And it's like, right, you get to, it's a lot, like, healing word's like the best heal spell. It used to be the little fucking pixie until they nerfed the shit out of it, but, you know. I think bonus action healing is...
Oh yeah, there's also cleansing touch. I love cleansing touch. You just, spell affecting you? Nah. It's not there anymore. Gone.
Yeah, but I mean, you have like dispel magic and all that shit, and that never really comes up. It's weird that these things are like. I don't think a lot of the paladin does anything. Like the smitey thing, that's really good because you can just use all your spell slots to smite people, but then you're basically just a martial character with extra damage, and and you don't get very many spell slots to begin with. Where like your bards will get full spell slots while also getting something cool. Like if they want to do like whisper, they get all their like. They just use their bardic inspirations, but don't really do much to begin with, because I don't really care about bardic inspiration as a bard. That's not why I think bards are good, because I don't really care about bardic inspiration. I don't think it's that great of a thing. Guidance and all the other shit's better than probably bardic inspiration. But yeah, so being able to use your bardic inspirations to do like the same damage as a rogue, but then also have the same healing as like all the other healers, and it's just really good. But yeah, tank wise, you get plate armor where bards can get all the other shit. But yeah, I just think you can't really compare a martial character to the actual. I think it's just not a good comparison. If you want to say like Paladin's the best like martial character, I'd probably like, yeah, probably.
Well, they're not martial, they're half cast.
I would count them as like when you turn your spell slots into damage, and that's basically your main bread and butter. That's pretty much martial, right? It's the same thing as I think warlocks are martial. When you like your main thing is you have spells, but they're not really your thing. Like in Star Wars, I would say like Guardian's probably martial, and I would probably say the only caster is probably the Council. Like everything else is kind of.
Oh yeah,
They just
engineer.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, as far as like Force stuff, right? So I guess I was getting at, yeah, and the other guys have their stuff.
It is, because there doesn't need to be another.
Yeah, there's need to be another one. Like they were like, yeah, why do we need more? This can be their thing. Their thing is like they're a full caster.
3/4 caster thing, but sort of.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's a really good idea because of how martial characters are so overpowered because they can have all this stuff. Just make one class that. Right? All you need is one overpowered class because in that class's thing is they do the magic. It's like, okay, well they have all the magic, so they have to pick and choose, and they can't just be like, right, the wizards are all like, oh, I'm good at like the arcane magic, and then druids are good at the nature stuff, right? And have all these characters that are just really good at this one specific thing. Where it's just like, oh, you're good at all this stuff, but you can't use it all. You can't utilize it all at the same time. So you have to pick kind of what you want to be. So it's like the other characters are good, but they're good at different stuff, right? Because I don't think they buff the wizard in any kind of way. Like they're just normal. They just took all the stuff from all of them and gave it to the one thing. So it's just the same shit. It's just right, like it's just a sorcerer essentially with all the spells. Or like all the other like martially classes / casters that got more stuff to kind of even out with it. Yeah, and I think all the classes are pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like casters is way too strong compared to martial E or whatever you want to call them, half casters, quarter casters, martial, like, right? Because I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of fight her as a martial character, but if they go like Eldritch Knight, they're no longer like, no, they're a martial. Like if
they're a martial character because they started out as.
yeah, but if you have spells, I don't count that as you're a martial.
Like, I mean, wouldn't paladins count as martial characters?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Slots at the first level.
Yeah.
Just a worse fighter at level.
There you go. She had to move the goal. Yeah. Either way, I don't count them. I feel like they're just basically martial. Like I said, I count more like a character because that's what they kind of play as.
Before we can game.
I think you and Josh did stuff. The murderers kind of said like we don't really have much that we want to do, and Goku's gone, so.
I think we're done.
Yeah.
At least when it comes to that topic.
Yeah. Unless like us talking brings something else up, right? Like it's like jogging people's memory or bringing something up. Like, oh yeah, this is probably good in this game. Like that's kind of what we're just like balling stuff and talking.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about. I had thoughts about concepts about why. Originally about why I would Kylo's, but at the same time, it's like, does it actually matter? Like, okay, Victor is worried about people just dying in an imperfect body. Artemis is trying to be God. Both of them, I guess, in their own ways, are trying to reach some immortality, right?
Sure, I get it.
Well, Victor's less trying to reach immortality. He already has that. He wants to basically make everyone else perfect because he thinks he sort of is.
Artemis ends up in the air. What the end goal is, because like the end, like there's like a good ending where like she becomes a load of murder. She realizes like, why do I want to do this? And then she just gives it to someone else, and her family's like, in the dimension. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna take my family and leave. We're gonna go back to our lives. Bye guys, have fun. We're gonna go back to being the Oni in the hills with the family and happy ending, right? And then someone else gets put at the load of murder or whatever. That makes sense. That right? Maybe something like maybe Flo becomes a load of murder, or maybe because Armin's like you can handle it, right? You got this, right? You prove it.
Second day.
Yeah, or
everyone's dead.
Yeah, or it's like Artemis stays like even. She's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna live happily ever after with my family as a load of murder, or she becomes super evil and she's like, time to you guys suck. I'm gonna go back to being like the real load of murder and start murdering. Right? There's like there's different endings.
I guess this is immortal. I just thought it might be a cool idea if Kylo as a base monk could kind of just stand up to it. Like, okay, I am a normal human, but poison and disease don't hurt me. I can't get frail of old age. I don't even need to eat or drink anymore.
That is my biggest weakness. I think I want my stuff to be too cool. Because like everyone comes in like, oh yeah, we want to be the hero of the story. And I'm like, just the hero of the story? Like, yeah, I'm gonna be the knight in shiny armor. Just a knight in shiny armor? Like, I want to be a god that like rules, like some. Like I go like even bigger. Where most people are like, oh no, I'd rather say simple and like we're just like a normal guy, just like living out. Like that's why I was like, oh yeah, the Adventures League stuff, right? It's like really interesting because you used to be a normal ass person. Do I hear static but no?
I don't know.
Probably Ragnar.
He's not lit up. How would he do that?
It's Josh?
I'm gonna mute Ragnar.
Not me.
Not Ragnar.
I'll mute myself, see if that changes.
Probably me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's you. It's you. Somehow it was you, but you weren't lit up.
I am currently looking over stuff.
Okay. Something weird there. Maybe it was like,
yeah.
I muted you, but I didn't do anything. Like you're muted, but it's not coming from you. It's you is existing or something. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. I just fixed it when she started talking.
Indeed, not have a whole lot.
Simplify stuff. Or there's a fucking item. They all did the exact same shit. It's different. Do whatever you write. And But yeah, like my biggest thing is like I make stuff way too, I guess, big for me. And the thing is, it's like it's not that big of a deal. Like if I just like I want to be a god, which is like most people in D&D probably end up being a god. It's how like all the stories happen, all the adventures become gods in the previous lore. So, but it's like me planning that, and then me making up stuff for it, and then having reasons, and having like why everything makes sense, and like I put everything in like a little like a box to make it make sense, to make it fair and make sense. I want my stuff to happen, but I don't want to like I don't want it to mess the game up anyway. So I try to put effort in to make it fair, and because making it fair, people can see it and go like, oh, that can happen. This is a thing that can happen, and it becomes to like in everyone's face. Like, oh, we're progressing this thing. Okay, this is a cool structured thing we can progress, right? But if I just kept the story like I want to be a guy one day, and like it would never come up in the game. Probably, right? And everyone would just like float through the game killing goblins until eventually I become a god. But it had, and then it was like, oh, why are you eventually like to become a god? Like, okay, cool, moving on, so kill more goblins, right? It's like, and that'll be the only thing that ever happened. So with me making more stuff for it, I can talk about it, interact with it, come up more, if I make the whole character about it. So like, I think that's good to do. But I think your thing is like your thing is special. It's just like it doesn't mean anything, to you, right? Like you're just like, oh, I do my arms. Got arms. Look at my arms. Okay, moving on. Right? It's the same thing as me saying like I want to be a god. Like it doesn't connect into the game in any kind of way to like do or show something to your character or connect to your role playing. Anyway. Same thing like Goku, right? Like I'm a necromancer. Like okay, cool. It doesn't do anything. Like talk about necromancer. Like it doesn't actually show you progressing your character in any kind of way or becoming better. That's why I was like, if you want. You can just send me a list of all the shit, like this little list that you sent of Tylo of his things. You can just send me a list of cool shit you think Tylo can do, and I can make a whole class out of it. One to whatever, and then you can show.
I've been thinking about doing that actually for a bit of fun, just because it's like I got an idea what I could do.
But I'm tempted, but I'm also worried.
Yes.
Yeah, because like the idea is like my thought process was if it's not important enough for you to think there's something cool about it, then it must not be that important. That cool to you, right? Because my problem was like with Ragnar's game was I was trying to figure out something. Now I'm like, okay, how can I make this cool and work, reflect the character in a really cool way, what I'm trying to show and accomplish in the game, while also making it a mechanical thing that actually works really well. That shows something significant in the game that's special or something like that. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. I love this. And then Murder's like, this sucks. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. It's like, I was like, I hate that. And I'm like, okay, but I really like it. It's the thing about being immune to force damage. Yeah.
Okay, I'm posting this in Tabletop General. I want y'all's opinion on it.
The monk that does dragon stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Blah, blah, blah. A pole axe, yeah, halberd.
I'll show later.
Bye, Josh.
Later. I think I'm going through the 5e stuff, and halberd's not part of it.
It's the D10 weapon with a stick that has reach. Done. Whatever it is, I don't know.
Literally that.
Is that what it is? That's what I would assume.
I think it's D10 or D12.
It's D10. Yeah.
It
has reach.
I found it, but no, it's kind of not like the halberd.
I think the D10 weapons all have like something. That's why they're.
Wait, are you talking like in Star Wars?
No, it's basically the quarterstaff.
Yeah, you're right.
And then you can use.
I'm talking about.
And then you can use the feat to let you hit people with the other.
Oh yeah, that's a that's a bonus action.
Yeah.
Increase your kind of range. No, you
use reach down. Use do extra.
have
Use the
that
D4.
same range of like extra 5 feet. And full on master.
Yeah, you do the troll pole build with Sit whatever.
Yeah, basically.
Like tunnel fighters have infinite opportunity.
And people don't realize you can just throw shit at them. Or shoot them with a bow. Most people get. Most people just think of it as like a PvP system. It's like, oh yeah, I can fuck that fighter up without any range attack. Yeah, you have fun fucking the fighter up. Fight him.
And then he just throws a bunch of javelins.
Yeah, he pulls out his bow and it's like, so every monster in the
yeah.
game has a ranged weapon. Like, they're just gonna pull out their weapon.
And then, finally he's out of javelin. Starts picking up rocks too.
Yeah, because most people are like, I'm ready with my javelin, like with my pole arm, come at me. It's like, I'm gonna throw stuff at you. Like, well, no way, you can't do that. Because the idea is that they put their pole arm away to pull out their bow to shoot you, then they no longer have their pole arm to stop you from coming at you, right? So it's just really weird. They can drop their bow now, then re-pull out their weapon, but then if they didn't drop their weapon, they put it away, that counts as their free action, and they couldn't pull it back out as a free action. It's like really like complicated to like, right? Because that's the thing. Like if someone's being a dick and trying to mechanically fuck you over, we could be a dick back and mechanically fuck them, right? It's just like, is that easy? Like, they want to play by the rules, let them play by the rules. It's gonna suck for them. Like, mechanically, I can do a lot of bullshit to fuck people up. It's like, it's really fucked up. Like I said, I'm still pretty sure mechanically I can use Eldritch Blast and get sneak attack from it.
No.
I told you about this and you're like, that's not what the work. I'm like, it isn't, but words.
I forget how
range.
So sneak attack says the attack has to use a ranged weapon, right? It doesn't have to be attacked. Like you don't have to attack with a ranged weapon. It has to use a ranged weapon. So with like Warlock, they have like the Hexblade Warlock has the ability to use one of their weapons as like their spellcasting focus, and then one of them has the ability to turn the bow into their spellcasting focus. So this is an attack being used from a bow, which technically by words you can sneak attack from it. But if you like rules as written, sure. Rules as intended, fuck no, right? But if someone's trying to fuck you with rules as written, then you know, you gotta fuck them back sometimes.
Yeah, but it's still a pretty flimsy thing.
It's very flimsy, but it's like I don't know. But again, all they had to do was sneak attack. Say whenever you make an attack with a range, like right, like I don't know why they didn't change, why they changed the wording of it, make it really weird. Like, but yeah, it's not supposed to mean. But to be fair, I could be like, I don't see why that's a problem. If you're making like Eldritch arrows and shooting people with Eldritch Blast using Eldritch arrows, and you want to go like 18 points rogue, 2 points like or like 4 points or whatever it is, like how many you need to get like all the stuff you need for this? I think you have to be like 5th level to get that pack magic or something. I don't know what Hexblade. But yeah, if you want to make a Hexblade rogue shooting like Eldritch arrows at people and getting sneak attack, I don't see a problem with that.
I'm pretty sure proof pack weapon is.
It's pretty low. It's pretty low.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're thinking of thirsting.
Yeah, thirsting blade extra attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I myself, I home the Hexblade to just the first specter thing because that's dumb. I give them extra attack and then get rid of. Give them more customization by just giving them extra attack.
Also, I think a cool thing for Warlock would have been, like I said before, if they made Warlock its own little thing and made Eldritch Blast part of Warlock and not the cantrip, so people stop fucking dipping 2 in the Warlock just to get like cool stuff and then buy Warlock. Actually make it you have to go all the way with Warlock, like if it's like a fighter, how you have to go all the way fighter to get all your attacks. But I think everything should have been really cool and connected to the Eldritch Blast. When you pick like your like weapons and stuff like that, or your thing, like if you pick like Pack of the Blade, you should be like Eldritch Blast becomes Eldritch Flash, and you can do it melee now, and you get some other cool shit, and like Pack of the Tome can be like you can pick an element.
Flavored to your patron.
Yeah.
Like,
so like if you pick Pack of the Tome,
like flames
yeah, like Pack of the Tome allows you to change Eldritch Blast to a different element, right? When you pick Pack of the Tome, you pick an element equal, like, oh, you're Infernal Warlock? Okay, cool, you can now do Eldritch Blast as fire, right? Or something like that as well, instead of, like, you can pick.
I made a whole pact thing like that. I called it Pact of the Blast.
Yeah, and Pack of the Chain should be, whenever you make Eldritch Blast attack, your pet can make one attack, right? Is this your pet gets to do one free attack or something? You have your Eldritch Blast, so it connects to Eldritch Blast a little bit, but your pet doesn't become garbage and you have to give up. Your pets don't do much. Pets can kind of give. Yeah, and then as you level up through your Warlock, you should be able to enhance these things, right? Like if you pick Pack of the Blade, you get more attacks, or you get more cool stuff with the blade, and like your pet might get stronger, or pet get like multiple pets. Like, you know, like 1 imp's cool, but like 5 imps may be pretty cool. To like if they may suck, but 5 things that suck might be okay. I guess, right? They're like fucking skeletons that have a bunch of meh things instead of like 1 good thing. Yeah, and like yeah. You can just be Eldritch Blast plus cool shit that makes Warlock make sense.
Fuck it, I know what I haven't revised anything along.
And then if Warlock just had like spell points instead of spell, like Pack Magic will be spell points, right? And you get a bunch of spells at Warlocky and then use them, and
also realized change versions. Lovely. Whatever. I love homebrewing, so I should enjoy that.
Yeah. Make everything make sense. Eventually you've
Being
homebrewed
most of my
everything.
homebrew, I know I'll never actually use for anyone else. I just made it for
But once it's done and you have everything homebrewed, you make D&D 5.5 and you use your stuff and you're done. You have everything.
Yeah,
Everything's
yeah.
fixed.
Well, you know, you run a campaign, you bring up your revised class.
I'm not calling it D&D 5.5. I'm calling it
Murder special.
No, I'm calling it Way Murderous D&D. That's a reference to Khosrow Anashirawan for anyone who's a fan of his. Okay, Khosrow Anashirawan, he was a Persian, the ruler of Persia, and he went on a hilarious invasion of Rome.
I want to be like, what's a Persia?
Empire. Like during this invasion, he just walked up to cities, said, "Hey, give me a bunch of money and I'll go away." And most of them did it, and then one of them refused. He destroyed the city. It was the city of Antioch.
It's like
he knocked down. He knocked down every single building except for the church, and then he enslaved the entire population. And then, well, the Roman emperor didn't want to ransom his citizens back, so what Khosrow did is he took them back to Persia and built an entire new city that was an exact replica of the old one, because he had his his engineers and scholars and shit take exact measurements of the whole city because of how beautiful it was. And he built an exact copy, set the people free, and sent them to live in it. And he called the city Way Antioch Khosrow, which means Khosrow's better Antioch.
Nice. That's really cool.
In fact,
sorry.
actually, one little extra fun story from Khosrow walked up to like one of the citizens, like asked him, "Hey, you happy to see your house again?" And the citizen, he was polite and stuff, but he said the citizen that he missed that mulberry tree in his front yard. And the next morning when he woke up, there was a mulberry tree there. Yeah.
It's like a power.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was absolutely that. The whole point of that invasion was to give Justinian the bird.
I'm just going to take a nap for a couple hours before I have to go into work. I'll catch you guys later.
Night. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream and Ragnar at the